This is AI Dungeon Crawlers. Today is Monday, January 31st, 2021, and welcome to the dungeon, where the five of us traverse the treacherous mind of a sinister AI, programmed with the insights of 10,000 authors, throwing pixie dust chalk lines at our every turn as we struggle to make the greatest fantasy noir detective story since I realized Dick Tracy wasn't a documentary. It's all just a fantasy. If you feel like supporting the show, you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/imperfectlibrarians. Everything you need to know about us is there, including future shows that we have in the works, and a lot of fun events for our Patreon-only Discord that we'll be rolling out this year. And on that note, a shout-out, special thanks to our first 3 patrons, Twask, Katarina, and an anonymous man. As always, if you have Twitch Prime, it's a great help if you spend your free subs here. And we have a goal to get our YouTube channel to 1,000 subscribers in the next 6 months, so if you can head over there and give us a click, we'd love you lots. Now, joining me tonight, sulking in the shadows, it's none other than our narrator, Eric Lehman. Drinking at a diner, he's our protagonist tonight, Jesse Beam. Drawing at the docks, it's our sketch artist, Noah Schaefer. And femming the fatale, they could be anyone, which means they'll be playing everyone. It's our special guest, Kira Hall. And crouching in the corner, it's me and my 88 flickering street lamps. All right.
Solid, Jack. Solid.
Yeah, thanks.
I like it.
It was about 10 minutes
great.
of work, that one, yeah?
Great.
Good.
Great.
10 minutes well spent.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
And it took about 10 minutes to do.
Felt
If
like
I
10
wanted
minutes.
to call it out for anything, it's that it's 2022.
What? I said that, didn't I?
You said 2021.
No, I was looking at the words and it said 2022 in front of me. Did I?
Too much smoke in the room, Jack. You
So I want
can't
to
see
check
straight.
the tapes. Is he right? Am I crazy?
Let's do some detective work and figure it
No,
out.
it's fine. We'll leave it alone. We'll let the chat call us out on it. Friends, today we're doing a fantasy noir, and as always, we play a bit of a drinking game. Eric, what are we doing today?
Oh, I thought we could, as it is, we are in a fantasy noir setting. Might be fitting that we drink any time. We wish we were living in a fantasy.
I love
That sounded cooler in my head. That was a lot more confusing
It felt really
when
depressing
I said it
out loud.
Yeah,
So
I don't
anytime we feel like we'd rather be living in a fantasy,
we'd
Escape
rather-
to a fantasy, I think was
we
the
want to
word you used.
escape to a
Yeah,
fantasy.
escape
That's what
to-
it is.
yeah.
Fabulous. You can drink along at home anytime we want to
Yeah.
escape to a fantasy, and the usual. What's
Oh
the
yeah,
usual?
we can.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah. So we drink any time we feel and can justify our character wants to escape to a fantasy. And we'll also drink any time we don't like what the AI gives us, and we're gonna drink to forget, which is also very thematic.
That's very noir.
Yeah,
very
really.
Incredibly noir.
And
So
we
I
have
got-
a
what's
chat
everyone
emote for
drink?
that, so spam it.
Yeah.
Cool. What's everyone drinking today? I got some Dunvegan single malt scotch. Went all up.
Scotch.
What is everyone
lovely.
else drinking?
Jesse, what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking my usual mead because it's fantasy noir, and it's all I have in the house.
I feel like any genre we do, you can justify drinking mead.
I should hope so, because it's all I'm drinking until I'm allowed to leave the house again.
Noah, what are you drinking?
I'm just drinking a nice a German beer.
Oh, fabulous. Very noir. Yes.
Yeah,
Awesome.
right.
Well,
Sure.
German expressionism, right? There you go.
Yeah, that's I'm from a visual standpoint. I was thinking about it.
And Kira, what about you? What are you drinking today?
I've got a toasted old-fashioned made by Bar Chef.
Bar Chef.
Yeah,
Very
it's
thematic.
fancy Toronto. It's got the mixologist name on there and everything.
Well, there's a person's name. It's like a brought to you.
Yeah.
It's like a Lush hair product.
Brought to you
Basically,
by.
and his name is Frankie. Oh, I thought it was Solaris. Solaric is still a pretty cool last
That's
name.
pretty awesome. All
That's
right,
pretty-
Frankie.
yeah.
Can
this
we
is
put
for
him in
you.
the?
Thanks,
can
Frankie.
Can we put him in the story? Frankie
Yeah.
Solaric just feels
That's
like
an
a fantasy
awesome
name.
name.
That's-
He can be the
That's a
bartender we
pretty good
confide
name.
in.
We'll work him in there.
So,
All right.
Kira, when we went with you the other day, we asked you what kind of genres you wanted to do, and you listed both a noir story and was it just like a classic fantasy, I think?
Yeah.
And so we went and we combined 2 of these fabulous genres together to give you the ultimate fantasy noir experience. This is for you, and I want you to keep us updated on your thoughts and your feelings towards the genre as it unfolds to let us know if it's everything that you want it to be.
I'm sure even if it isn't, like, it will be.
Okay, cool. Those are expectations I could easily fill. And if anyone's wondering, I'm drinking lemonade.
Ooh.
Lemonade.
Spicing it up a little.
Simply lemonade, and it's a bit too sweet. Thank you very much.
I learned
water
about
it
a
down.
prohibition lady today named Carrie Nation.
Yeah, Carrie
who-
Nation.
Do you know of her?
Wait, okay,
That's
fill us in.
amazing.
This is an incredible
She's
story.
a hatchet wielding woman
Okay.
who would go around and like literally attack drinking houses with hatchets during Prohibition because she was such a teetotaler and like she described
Whoa.
herself as like Jesus's bulldog running along with him and barking at whatever he didn't like.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've always
and
thought
she has all
that-
these pictures of her taken with a hatchet.
Whoa.
I've always thought that in fantasy style, Carrie Nation should be the basis for like a badass D&D paladin or something. Because it's just, the stories of that woman are incredible. Look her up.
That just sounds like a propaganda character, though.
It
Carrie
does, yeah.
Nation carrying the nation and stopping.
I mean, I imagine
Yeah,
she
right.
chose
It's a
that
little on the
pseudonym on
nose.
purpose.
Was it a
Wait,
pseudonym?
is that pseudonym?
I
Is
think
that
it was a
name?
real name. I think it was a
Wow.
real name, but
What a legend. Once
Don't-
again,
don't take my
America
word for
has the best folk heroes. Carrie Nation, Paul Bunyan. What do we have again? Old Tom.
Oh,
Bad Tom.
Stompin' Tom?
Stompin'
Tom
Tom.
I don't even know
Connors.
his name.
Stompin' Tom Connors, the folk hero.
Some say he's stomping to this day.
All right, let's dive in on this fantasy noir story. Eric, are you
Yes,
narrating
let's.
today?
Yeah, I'm narrating.
All right,
That's
take
what
it
you
out.
told me, Jack.
I know. I'm
in your
trying to feel.
10-minute intros.
Okay.
Play your music. The City of Angels is a place where humans and fantasy creatures have coexisted for quite some time. The city's filled with people of all races living in harmony. Or that's the lie they'd like you to believe. In reality, fantasies that come true are just nightmares. Nightmares that follow you, even when you're awake. A new shadow organization called the Feast has arisen and begun to take over the city. It looks like you're gonna have to pull a few all-nighters. You are Barry Goudon, a private detective in the City of Angels, with the knowledge that your job pays very well, but the lifestyle's not always a barrel of monkeys. You can be found at the Quarry Diner working late most evenings. You recently have been losing sleep from nightmares of horrific creatures. You try to ignore it, but it's starting to have an effect on your life. As you sit at the diner, having your nightly cup of joe, in walks a girl that would be demure and sweet if it weren't for the worried look on her brow. You'd know that face anywhere. It's on all the billboards. It's Mayor Rodina's daughter, Mina. But what's a dame like that doing in a dive like this?
I have a problem,
She says.
which means you've got a case.
What's the problem?
You ask, leaning forward in your seat.
My boyfriend has been kidnapped by death cultists. I want you to help me find him.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
You say, banging the table with your fist.
Death cultists. You know how many cults we have in this city? How do you know those kids aren't just pulling your leg?
I need to find out.
Mina says. You stare at the coffee dregs in your cup, not wanting to go out into the hard world. But at least it's something to focus on, something to keep you awake,
All right,
you say.
I'll bite. Where was the last place you saw him?
We were walking home when those stupid kids jumped us. They had us blindfolded. They threw us in a cargo van and drove off. The van said, Phantom Taxi Services.
Phantom taxi services.
You think?
You're the mayor's daughter.
You fire back.
Your face is worth at least 7 big briefcases full of cash. Why'd they let you go then?
They said she's not worth it. We'll come back for her.
You shake your head.
Oh, I hate cults.
They said they were going to kill him at midnight tonight. I've got to hurry.
You stare at Mina. She doesn't deserve to be in this situation. Then again, you don't deserve to be in this situation either. You knock back the pitiful remains of your mug and slowly stand.
All right,
You say.
I'll save your boy toy.
You turn to your adopted daughter. Sure. And say,
Petra, fix her some scrambled eggs.
Just a bit of smooth exposition, you know,
Yeah,
slide it
yeah,
in there.
It's very elegantly worked in there,
Yeah,
Jack.
if I say so myself.
Petra, fix her some scrambled eggs. I know it ain't what you're used to at the Angel Palace, but it's what we've got.
All right, Dad.
Thanks, honey.
Petra.
That's great.
with a voice like that, she should be at the Angel Palace.
Far away from me.
You head outside into the hum of fluorescent streetlights and the smell of dripping gasoline.
What an opener. It
That's
is
a
great.
really strong. That's
Yeah.
a strong opener from the
That's
AI
fabulous.
this week. This is a good one.
Beauty, a heaping dose of self-pity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost
You know,
like
it's a noir, baby.
almost like our character would rather be in a fantasy world than the world they're in.
Oh, aye, drink.
All right, fine. I'll allow it.
This is
All
really
right.
good scotch. I'm going to be trying to drink a lot today.
Good to know. Good. Yeah.
Kira, how so far has it been living up to your expectations?
Delightful.
Delightful? This is good
Delightful.
because we spend a lot of time editing all of that. So
I
we're
also-
entering uncharted territory.
I also
No,
love the
it's enchanting.
subplot that you really don't want to fall asleep.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh,
That's
I didn't
amazing.
think of that. Yeah.
All right, we got
Go ahead.
text. You pull the collar around your overcoat tight against your neck to shut out the howling winds and scan the streets for signs of life. It's not good, as you expected. As you look back and forth, you see a group of teenagers dressed in black robes with small white skulls on them, scooping.
Hey, wait a minute.
I think I found them.
They say the gang violence in LA is getting bad, but this is ridiculous.
Scooping.
It is scooping up random
I
people
picture like
off
the
street.
2 scoops raisin bran. Sort of
Oh no, they got the double scoops.
And they're shoving them into black vans and limousines with tinted windows and no license plates.
I hope they take me in a limo.
no license plates. They'll get pulled over for that.
How do you know those kids aren't just joking, though?
Death
I hate
cultist.
cultists.
Ah, the fucking limousines.
All right, we did it.
Sure.
You know
took
your
a-
kidnapping's
we took a
paying
short
well,
watch.
but you do it in limousines.
She got the van. Why are these guys getting the limousines? All right. Are we keeping this? It feels easy.
It feels a little too easy, I will say. I kind of figured we'd go get our sidekick, maybe do some investigating first.
Or do we,
Or
we
we work
pull a
with it.
Chewbacca maneuver? We
Yeah.
we get kidnapped.
What do you guys
Maybe
think?
maybe we get ourselves scooped.
Ooh. The sidekick might be a good person to touch base with before barreling in.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, cool. That's kind of cool.
I have a feeling that this can't just be a single gang scooping up everybody. This is just be a lot of rival kidnappings.
You're
so
right,
we
you're
can't
right.
just
Rival
follow a
kidnappings.
random one.
That's true.
That's
Yeah, we don't
true.
have
You
we
could
don't have
get
time for
kidnapped
dead
by the wrong
leads.
gang.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
should we call somehow our pixie sidekick?
I was thinking
Or-
we go visit her at the Buzz.
Okay, so we're gonna see these people.
Well, that's what
outside
I'm not
of
sure
our-
about.
We're gonna be
Outside
like,
of our place of work.
there's so many
Scooped up.
kidnappings.
That'll be easy
We-
enough to find again.
I don't have time for that. I'll come back to that
Look,
later.
he's not a cop. He doesn't have to answer every
That's
emergency.
true. Those guys
You're
didn't
right.
hire us.
All right. Cool. We're really establishing who this person is.
What
All
in
right,
the world?
let's go find our pixie then. Let's do it.
So yeah, so for people in the chat who weren't here for our world building stream last Thursday, we have a person who we kind of think of as a sidekick named Swole Foxglove, a buff and muscular pixie girl, a literal pixie, like a tiny individual with wings, who's a reporter for the Buzz. She's very confident and always tries to put a smile on her face, even in the face of danger. Foxglove, not boxglove, with an F.
Like the plant. We're not punching anything. Though she might be. She's small and very powerful.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me. We also have a Mysterious P has redeemed. How about this plot point? They would like a monologue about how all those fancy electricities have been sucking out the magic from this world. So Jesse, while you're typing, Eric, do you want to give us a or if you and Kira want to share this as a moment?
What are we doing? Are we a news agency? Are we going back and
That's the one. That's the one.
New on the line, these fancy electricities have been moving in. There's light bulbs, there's television sets. And in strange news, these light bulbs and television sets and electronic refrigerators seem to be drawing the magic from this world.
Well, I, for one, am not sure that that's exactly a bad thing, my elegant co-host. I
tell me
think that,
more.
That we can move into this new world of technology that leaves us with predictability and sustainability for the future, without the high swings of and fluctuations of inconsistent magic. What do you think?
That is true. There have been several magical brownouts lately, after the wizards were found to have been imbibing a little too heavily. But at the same time, I don't know that I would put my faith in this newfangled lightning magic, electricity, wizardry, what have you.
Ah, well, that's just the age of modernity talking. I think we should push forward into a new future of electric light bulbs and motorized vehicles. You could go anywhere without the need of the wizard mafia and their terrible demon sacrifices.
This is true. You don't want to end on the wrong side of the wizard mafia. I have been saying that for years. You know, darling, I'm sure you're right. You're always right.
Well, you know, I do drink a nice fine glass of Dunvegan whiskey, and I think that
Dunvegan whiskey, you say?
You're never wrong with Dunvegan whiskey.
I'll
brewed
go
in
out and
Scotland.
fetch a bottle right now.
I've already got one. 2 glasses.
And we're off to commercial.
All right.
Thanks, boys. Well done.
All right. Good show, everybody. I think we got him.
I got the whiskey guys on the line right now. They say they loved it.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, cut it off a little bit too soon. We got some text. Press on.
Yeah, we do. Text. Where does that
That's right,
start?
the show.
Not my
Black
guys.
robes, limousines with tinted windows and no license plates.
Not my guys. Too obvious.
You mutter to yourself, and you head off to the mailbox to meet your partner, Swole Foxglove of the Buzz. As you pull open the door and step inside, you're greeted with a tall, beautiful woman with sharp, foxy features.
Tall, beautiful woman who's also a pixie?
Maybe
Tall
it's
for a
perspective game.
pixie.
Tall for a pixie. That's fair. Hello, Mr. Gooden.
She says with a bright smile.
I'm Swole Foxglove.
You're always
Cheers.
introducing yourself to me.
She extends her hand to you. You shake it, a little taken aback by her straightforwardness.
It's a really tiny
Pixies has
hand.
the memory of a goldfish, I think.
I love the idea that, like, she's really strong, so you shake her hand and she's just like, ah!
Yeah.
Swole Foxglove. I love them. Noah's drawing. I see the mailbox here. A fabulous location. Is it like a normal-sized building that is shaped like a mailbox?
Yeah. Oh, I would hope. Well, actually, he
Oh,
could
yeah.
just go up to. There's a mailbox in front of a building that he just opens. There's just a bunch of pixies flying around
That's
inside.
what I always assumed it was. Like,
Oh,
it'd be
I
like
like
a
that
tiny
idea.
little place.
Actually, I like that a lot more.
All right, let's just do a little
do a
size
little-
replace here.
Little editing.
I also like the
Movie
idea.
magic.
I think this is the visual choice, but I like the idea as well that they magic a building. Like, they magic a mailbox up, so anytime someone walks through, they kind of shrink to the size of the
to the
pixie.
size of the. Oh, that's
and then
cool.
they're the same size, but when they come out.
Oh, it'll be like you know, in the first Willy Wonka movie, that corridor, that forced
Oh,
perspective
yeah.
that gets
Oh,
smaller.
yeah.
But like you're following the corridor and you're the one getting smaller, so everything's getting bigger the further you walk.
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
That's
You're
cool.
Alice in Wonderlanding.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My familiars arrived. Everybody say hi to Nova.
Hello,
Nova. Hi, Nova.
Nova. That's a nickname of mine.
Oh,
Really?
You're
Yeah.
a cat.
I am a
You're-
cat.
You
I'm
and my
your
cat have
cat.
so much in common.
Kira,
Yay.
don't you have 2 cats? Is that a thing?
I do. Astro is here.
Astro and Nova.
There's Astro.
I
Oh
love
no.
them.
Hi Nova. Hi Astro.
They're Twitch famous too. My partner streams, so they show up on his stream very often.
Oh, amazing.
Sorry, I'm gonna ask a question about the story now.
How
yeah,
dare
sorry.
you?
Yeah.
We were talking
You
about
wanna
my
tell a
cats,
show?
Jesse.
If Foxglove works for the newspaper, let's say there's like a Crime Stoppers anonymous call-in line that sometimes we use for tips on, hey, have there been any weird sightings in the neighborhood? What would we call it?
Ooh.
Crime Stoppers Anonymous.
Oh, I thought you were just like, we'll call it Crime Stoppers.
The bad boy buzz.
The bad boy
the
buzz.
bad boy buzz. I like it. It's colloquial.
All right, we'll go with that.
The narc line.
That's the one. We did it.
Thanks, Country Butts.
Ooh, nasty lads.
You say,
All right, Foxglove. We got a death cult kidnapping. Here's the kicker. The fellow they nabbed is Mina Redania's man. We got till midnight till they off him. Any leads from the bad boy buzz lines?
I figured you'd start with that.
she says, rolling her eyes.
Anywhere else?
You ask?
Well, I've been watching those dudes for a while now.
She says,
And the one thing I've noticed is that they're not very good at covering their tracks. They've left some evidence behind.
Yeah, I
Evidence?
tripped over them on my way over here.
All right,
left
do
it
we-
just outside the mailbox. It didn't fit.
Do we want to just find out what the evidence is? Can we just ask her
Sure.
the evidence? Let's do it.
what could you tell me about it?
So, playing coy, I see.
She
I
keeps you
enjoy
guessing.
a back and forth conversation.
She keeps you
Give
guessing.
it
She goes
I'm not
straight.
a monologuist.
What's I'm trying to say like quit beating around the bush, but what's like a pixie fantasy bush? Like quit beating
Quit
around
sprinkling the dust everywhere.
quit sprinkling the
Oh,
dust.
quit sprinkling the dust. That's good. The AI will think we're talking about like cocaine or something.
I can't wait.
It's okay. That's what I think pixie dust is in this world.
I think so. Just something to subvert and distract.
It's a huge stimulant.
Oh, got it. Yes, understood. Fabulous. Here we go.
You say,
Quit sprinkling the dust and just tell me what the evidence is, Foxglove.
Thanks about it. Staring you down, waiting for the opportune moment to tell you.
I hate that time passes differently in here.
They've left bodies behind.
What?
he explains.
They kidnap people, take the valuables off them, and then dump their bodies in canals. Problem is, these bodies are, well,
She pauses and seems to be holding something back.
they weren't killed.
What?
There's one in almost every district.
She's trying. She's
Alive
holding something back. She
body.
said, but like not in a good condition. It sounds like
yeah,
yeah.
She's like, they weren't dead. We'll leave it there.
So I
okay.
wonder, they're a death cult, right? Are they like sucking the life force out of the bodies or something?
Actually,
gross?
yeah, that is kind of weird. A death cult leaving living bodies.
Yeah. Well, that's why I wonder if they're not dead, but like you said, they're not in good shape. Hey, the Violent Monk has subscribed for 2 months.
Hey, Violet Monk.
Sick.
Thanks, friend. Welcome. What were you gonna say, Eric?
Well, could we ask her what it is? Like,
All right, let's keep leading this
yeah,
conversation.
just-
I see that she likes the back and forth, but a back and forth for her is like, I got all the info. I just want you to ask me about it.
I think it's
Say
reasonable.
please.
I think it's reasonable to not want to be a little bit uncomfortable about some undead monstrosity kidnapping ring that's
yeah,
leaving
you're
bodies around. Like,
It's like I should check my prejudices at the door. This is my fault.
yeah, and, it's a reasonable thing to be a
Try to
little
be a
bit.
little more open-minded.
You're right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really a terrible person. Owen Question says, talk about an awful death cult. They must really suck at their job. I don't know if he's trying to make a pun about sucking life out of people.
Vampire Jeff?
It really is a
Maybe.
tough thing in chat to come across.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know.
All right, here we go.
You say,
If they weren't killed, then what happened to the bodies? Don't sugarcoat it, sweetheart. Just tell me.
AI, if you say they're just dead.
They were, well,
She
they were
pauses again.
tortured.
Gotta say it.
They were tortured, Mr. Gooden.
You wince at the thought.
And there's
Torture.
one more clue.
She continues.
Each body has an old newspaper stuck under their arm.
What a clue.
A clue!
Barry,
Wait a minute.
Says-
What happened to Mr. Goodon? Let's go back to that.
No,
not on
we're
first-name basis here.
now. Things are here getting problematic, you know.
I'm
Let's,
just gonna press enter because there's a
Yeah.
comma there. I think the AI can finish its thought maybe.
Barry, I want to tell you more.
Well, snap to it. This
Yeah,
drum
no.
track you got in the
Tons.
background is
Tons.
really good.
Hey,
Thank you. We
it's
hired
the
him last week.
Aye.
Barry,
Pixie band.
He says.
I need you to find the guy, the cultists, and the newspaper.
I know that. That's
You
why I'm
got
here.
Well, bye, Barry.
All right. Well, thanks for your help.
She head back to the quarry diner, you think?
Nobody ever said being a private eye would be easy.
All right, hold on. Hold on. I feel like we were on to something. And then she gave us the quest that we received from the other girl like 10 minutes ago.
Quest marker says go back to the diner. I'm just doing what I'm told.
Do you guys mind if we drink to forget? See if she
I
maybe
think-
gives us one more sort
Yeah.
of helpful clue.
Let's
let's do it.
retry that.
Barry.
That is a
Ooh.
nice mustache I got there. Barry, you should see what that means. Those papers have obituaries for missing persons in them from those districts.
Oh, so they're holding
Oh.
the obituary of themselves?
That's
I
right.
think so, yeah.
Wait. Could they be the obituary of the next person?
That's cool. So a little bit of inside work. I love this. While they're typing this out, we got a backstory corner for Barry himself. From Nekomata76 would like to know more about Barry and their history. And Tina Titanium followed that up with also Barry 2. Kira, Eric, what would be the best way to do this? Do you guys want to give me like a couple of pixies or pulling out the old files that they have on Barry in the back of the mailbox,
Yeah.
trying to figure out who this guy is that's coming up?
Oh, who's that guy talking to? Foxglove in the front.
I've heard of a dwarf with that kind of name. I think it's Barry Gudon.
Oh yeah, Barry Gudon.
Let's see what we've got in the files.
Yeah, did let your fingers do the walking there.
And here we go. Oh, sorry. I gotta.
Jeez,
My
Louise.
wife always says you gotta watch where you blow the dust.
Your wife's right there, Petey.
All right, Gladys, let's read.
All right.
All right. Born in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh yeah, big dwarf town, Richmond.
Richmond, yeah. Those Virginian dwarfs. Yeah. Looks like he studied criminology,
That makes
And,
sense.
extracurriculars. 3 years ballet, 2 years tap. All right.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's yes, I didn't see that one coming. All around kind of guy.
Definitely. It looks like he spent a couple years in the Marines, but then left under mysterious circumstances.
Dances. Oh my God.
Yeah. To be fair, the dwarf Marines are very mysterious to begin with, but
It takes a lot to dig all the way under that ocean.
it really does.
It's a deep tunnel.
Deep, a lot of plastic to line those things.
Yeah, they say he said they say he went he went RTC.
RTC.
Yeah, random tunnel collapse
Oh my god.
filled with seawater.
Hey, are we talking about the dwarven asbestos tunnels under the ocean?
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Do you hear
Oh, it's
Barry
gonna be a
Goodon?
disaster one day, I'm telling you. Barry
lost-
Goodon. Oh, it's the
Yeah.
guy, he owns the quarry downtown, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
says here in his file that he lost
Worst cup of
seven of his
coffee in town.
best friend in a random tunnel collapse.
7 best friends.
Hey, Pixie Peanut Gallery. I can hear you back there.
Oh, shit.
All right, Barry.
Sorry,
Sorry
Goodon.
about your friends, Barry.
Sorry, Mr.
I don't want to
Alright,
talk
okay.
about it.
All right, we
Can
should
you
continue
tap
on with
dance
the-
for us?
Has that trauma impacted your life in any way?
I
Barry?
haven't tap danced in years, and yes, it has. Thank you very much.
Can you
Okay.
use it in your
You wanna
art?
give us a number. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I swore I'd never tap dance again. But if it'll shut you up.
Do it.
Do it.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
look at that. He can't tap dance with those little legs.
He's
I
stopped already.
think that's what made the random tunnel collapse.
Oh, my God.
Oh, this is a very painful memory. We shouldn't have brought this
I'm
up.
sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
That
I'm
was great,
embarrassed.
Barry. Thank you.
Thank you, Barry.
You did a good job, Barry. Good job.
Yeah, good job. Okay.
Turn back to Foxglove and go,
Who are those clowns?
Oh, you know, just a couple of guys.
Fucking interns.
Couple of schmoes. Don't mind Petey. He's been here for like 200 years.
Oh, aye.
I'm taking on his accent. That's how long he's been around.
One of those, eh? Yeah.
I take it as a compliment.
Yeah, let's get on with the plot.
You're welcome, Petey.
You know what they say, Barry? Flattery is the best imitation or some shit
Oh,
like
who
that.
says that, Petey? Who says that?
I do,
Ah.
Barry.
Yeah. I hate the mailbox. It's a good thing I like you, Fox.
Nope, that's the other guy's voice. Nah, that's good. I'm glad I like you too. Barry! You should know what that means. She said, dragging it back to the story. Those papers have obituaries for missing persons in them from those districts.
Sounds like these cultists are giving us the runaround. Show me the latest newspaper they pulled off the bodies.
You say. Foxglove pulls open a drawer and brings back a
loving this
small
wallow.
stack of papers. You feel your shoulders tighten as you crane your neck to examine the newspapers. You scan the obituaries.
Looks like they got a type.
You say.
Specialists.
Foxglove
duck-
confirms.
Well, I just like when you say it.
Foxglove confirms.
They're abducting people of certain occupations. Scavengers, hypnotists, thieving minstrels,
Jack,
and illusionists.
got any insight on
What?
the thieving
Wait a
minstrel
minute.
subclass?
Oh, I don't know anything about
That's
thieving
our
minstrels.
entire cast.
All right, tag yourself. I'm thieving minstrel.
Noah's the illusionist. clearly.
Definitely
I was gonna say.
scavenger.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely scavenger.
Guess that leaves Eric and I as
Everyone's
the
gonna have to
hypnotist.
fight it out for hypnotist. Yeah.
I'm occupations.
An occupational hazard. Oh, got him. Oh, there he is.
There's a zinger there.
Thanks. That's what they call me, Ziggy Pete.
They do call you that.
All right. So, so these are all
Um,
jobs that they have listed on their official, tax forms and such.
So I have a question for the group and the chat. Other than the diner, which we own, which we can't go to because it's our office, where do we go to think? Do we have like
Water
a bar
tower.
that we drink at, or like a
did you
bridge
say
that
a
we
water
ponder
tower?
at? A water tower?
I don't know. That's where my brain went. We
I
don't
feel
have to
like
move.
That's
somewhere
very-
somewhere where
that's
you can
very,
see
like,
this. Is
Gotham
there like somewhere
City.
like right outside of town you can see the
Yeah.
stars a little bit?
That's cool.
Or what's this world's like Hollywood sign?
I was just thinking that when you said like somewhere out of town. I was like, wait a second.
Bar
could
that's
this world
inside of a mountain. The bar at the Hollywood sign.
The bar at the Hollywood
The
sign. I like
Hollywood's
that.
the bar at the Hollywood sign.
What's it-
Mr.
what-
SP says the wheel. Maybe we
It's
call
under
it
the
wheel.
Y.
Under the
Ivory
Y.
Tower. Under the Y. It's just called Under the Y.
It's called the Y.
Oh!
I'm gonna head to the Y. I don't think the AI is not gonna know what we're talking about.
Want to stay at the Y.
Y.
Why?
It's a really different song. Want to stay at the why?
Why?
Young man. I didn't need to feel down. I said, young man.
Pick yourself off the ground and say, young
man,
there's a place you can stay. Need to be so unhappy.
Dwarf think.
Done to stay at the Y. Why? Say at the Y.
What does Foxglove like to order at the Y? What's their favorite drink?
Oh, stiff upper lip.
Yeah. That sounds like the correct cocktail.
They're very buff, right?
Yeah.
They like
yeah.
A protein
They're-
shake.
Debuff. Yeah.
Oh, just like a whiskey with protein powder. Oh God.
whiskey. Ew.
Oh, it's so yeasty. Oh no.
Oh.
Give me a protein whiskey. Oh God. All right, read on.
There's got to be a
Alright.
link between these all. Come on. I'm going to head to the bar and think. Bring the newspapers.
You say.
Oh, you're heading to the Y, eh?
Foxglove says.
The Y.
I love their drinks. I'll get me a protein whiskey.
He says as you leave. You grab a seat at the bar, feeling the cold, moist air rush across your cheek, and scan the newspaper notes, looking for a link.
What can I get you, stranger?
A voice asks. You look up to see a guy with medium-length, wavy brown hair. He's got a friendly, almost goofy smile.
Is this what's the guy's name? Frank? Oh God, what was it? The cocktail
Oh,
guy.
Oh, yeah. Who
Frank's-
made your drink? Who's the mixologist?
Frankie Solaric.
There, Frankie Solaric. That's the man.
I'm gonna name drop him.
All right, do it. And Noah, please give us just an iconic design worthy of the generation.
Oh, easy. Make something iconic.
Yeah. Make it unforgettable, if you would. You know, one that you look at and
Unforgettable,
immediately recognize as Frankie Solaric mixologist. Oh wow, this is some fabulous hair. Is this Frankie or is this us? I actually don't know.
This will be Frankie.
Is he wearing?
It's
Is this
elegant.
a mullet? What year is it?
Come on.
Mullets
all
are
right.
back in a big way. I don't know if you knew.
They
No,
are.
what? What?
They're
Oh,
around
yeah.
now, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, everyone grew out their
no.
hair
It's
for
like
the
it's the
pandemic.
queer haircut de rigueur for 2020.
It's the what? Sorry.
It's the queer haircut de rigueur.
Oh, okay.
It's French.
Yes. It's French.
All the French
Moulet.
gays are wearing.
Moulet.
French mullet.
We had another redemption of a plot point. People just keep giving Barry sequels. We had Barry 3, Space Barry. We got Barry 4, the one where Barry fights the Soviet boxer. It's very funny. And how about this plot point from Red Gamer Soul says the people in the death cult are trying to make zombies, but they keep failing because they're reading the ritual wrong and upside down.
It's because they've smudged the newspapers as they're reading
Oh
them.
bless.
Oh, bless them. All right, my friends, we got some more text. Read on.
Hey, Frankie Solaric. Got a puzzler today. Foxglove and I need a drink, but easy on the hard stuff. We've only got till midnight.
Oh, sure thing.
He says.
Don't worry, I have our vitamins on me.
What the hell are those?
They're like amphetamines.
Oh.
Woo!
They are Hedemans, if you
They
know
are.
what I mean.
They are vitamins.
Frankie. You and your Adderall. Thanks.
You say as he pours you and yourself.
Take one for me and myself, and I
One
guess
for me,
Foxglove.
myself, and one for I.
Pours
Whoa.
you and yourself a shot glass full of clear blue liquid.
Oh, we'll have these on you in a bit. I'm gonna go get my friend right now.
He says.
Frankie, you got a serious problem, and you need to
Who's
stop
Frankie's-
running off to the bathroom about it.
Wait, who's Frankie's best friend?
I took that to be
Oh.
he's talking about the drugs. I'm gonna go get my friend.
Get my friend right
no.
now.
Oh, God. I tried looking up these arhetamines, and I haven't found anything. I don't know what they are.
Chat, what is this clear blue liquid they've given
What
us? What's our favorite drink? What's a fantasy like drink?
As opposed to protein whiskey.
Yeah, what's the clear blue liquid that Barry likes to drink?
We got blue milk. We got the baser. Why do they look like a living puppet? Noah's doing a Muppets aesthetic. This week.
I've decided that the aesthetic of of today is vaguely Muppet.
Although there is a
love
good
it.
reason. Kira, do you wanna?
Sure, yeah. I'm one of the puppeteers who was on the new Fraggle Rock reboot, Fraggle Rock Back to the Rock. Yeah. So my life is all puppets all the time, baby.
Where can we watch that cool show?
You
and who do
can
you
watch
play?
it. Why? That's a complicated question.
I'm
to
sure it is
answer,
actually. There's
Jackson.
a
How
lot
long
of
do you
people.
have?
The left arm of that guy, that
I'm the
person's
left
face.
arm of the trash heap. Sometimes I'm Moki's right arm or left arm or both arms. I play one of the troubadours, Brio. I play a Murgle, which is like a Fraggle plus mermaid named Melody. I play a tiny Timish Fraggle who expresses joy and delight at it being New Day's Day. I also play a tree.
Oh.
You know, a tree, an angsty shrub, I believe is what it
okay.
shows up as
we
in
all
the credits.
know those. Angsty Shrub?
Yeah,
I love
think
that.
we've all been there. And then just an assortment of cave creatures and background Fraggles. It's an ensemble puppet show. Everyone kind of
pretty
does
awesome.
everything.
Quickly, while
Yeah.
they do that, chat, give me
yeah.
2 names of victims that we're seeing in the newspaper. Who are 2 of the people that have shown up dead? Well,
Also,
dead.
have you picked a name for the drink? Because there's a lot.
Yeah, I
of
chose
ones.
Mana Potion because that made sense. It was blue.
Oh, cute. I like that. I also see electric water from Mysteries B, and I kind of dug that. These
Fraggle Rock's
okay, yeah.
song is the deepest earworm of
It's
all time, Red
such
Game.
an
it's
earworm.
so good.
They just dance their cares away.
And y'all can
Clap,
watch
clap.
it on Apple TV Plus. All 13 episodes are out now, so if you don't have it, hot tip, you can get a free week trial. Binge it all.
Whoa,
And
and
then
then
not
cancel
pay
it.
the money. Or you can keep paying the money because then they're more likely to give us another season.
That's pretty good.
If you
Up
watch
to you.
While you're there,
nothing
you
but
could watch,
Fraggle Rock, and they're like a lot of people are coming just for the Fraggles.
That's the only reason.
Yeah, Fraggle Rock and Ted Lasso are the only reasons that I got a free trial.
That's. What more do you need?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Look at this
We
nice
got
boy.
some. Sorry, say that again.
I just said, look at this nice boy.
I know
appreciating
he's. I mean, he
our
nailed the
friend
iconic.
Frankie.
He's
Yeah.
got a goofy
There's an
face.
actor who's in. Like I see him pop up around, and I don't know what his name is. Have you guys seen? Do you guys remember Stranger Things? The guy who takes care of the
my God.
arcade. Do you know who I'm talking
you're
about?
Talking
Yes!
About, yeah.
I love. He was on a series of unfortunate events too.
Yes.
Played Nurse Lucafont. Oh, it's the
Who
best.
is he? Who are you?
I
Oh,
forget
yes,
his
I can-
name,
I
but I
can
know
picture.
exactly what you're talking about, and
Yeah.
and I'm frustrated.
It's the hair
He played
does
hench
it for
person of
me.
indeterminate gender in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
book
Oh, I
series.
forgot they did that. Oh man.
But yeah, totally. That's
That's
the
a
look
vibe,
of our
but, like,
pal Frankie here.
If he learned how to smile.
The 2 victims are Matt Fussfeld and Alex. Those are the writers of Fraggle Rock. How dare you?
Oh.
How dare
I was
you,
like,
the
these
country
are
buns?
Great
How
names.
dare you?
That is a well-researched joke. There's also Danny
That's-
Loosefingers.
I respect it. Danny Loosefingers.
To keep a grip on old Danny Loosefingers.
All right, we've got
I haven't
text.
All
heard
right.
that name since college.
All right.
Sorry.
No, it's
He
fine.
said- You furrow your extensive eyebrows and scan the newspapers while you sip the mana potion. Suddenly, 2 names jump out at you. Corey Blair and Sammy Quahorn. Corey's name shows up in the papers found with Sammy's body. It can't be a coincidence. Surely, Corey is the next target. If you can find him, maybe you can find Mina's boyfriend.
Sammy Cajon disappeared around 2 weeks ago.
You say?
What are you looking for?
Frankie, you're back already?
Yeah.
I'm back. I assume you're talking to me.
He hands him
I'm
the
back.
newspaper and
Back,
scans
my friend.
them.
Oh my god.
He says,
Frankie, you know him? What?
you ask, leading in close. We gotta just enter.
Yeah,
we
let's
gotta
just
just
find
see
out.
where, see where
My hair looks terrible in this picture.
Quit looking at the fucking mirror.
Because we're
Oh,
Muppets, I think it'd be really fun if his best friend was the rag he cleans the glasses with.
Oh, Rizzo.
He's like me and my best friend, and then he has to. It's just like,
You're my best friend, Frankie. Oh, thanks.
It's so
Thanks,
clean.
Frank.
We work so well
Squeaky
together.
clean. Because I'm a rat.
I love when you clean the glasses like that.
But don't talk with your mouth
You're
full.
cleaning with me.
Eli Who Cavendish says, "Oh my God, I've been missing for 6 months."
I'm dead.
Clutches his chest and collapses. All right, we got one extra line
okay.
here, so go
Oh,
ahead.
God.
Oh my God.
What?
You ask, leaning in close.
They're brothers. They would have been 17 this year.
How the hell do you know that?
That's not true.
It's
We
that
have to
song.
That's
forget
not. Oh my
that.
God, were they?
That's not true.
He connected a couple of dots in his head. All right, let's take that again.
Drink to forget.
Oh yeah, drink everybody.
All right, I did. What? You asked,
believe
leading
you.
in close.
The date.
He says.
You know what I like. Sammy Quayhon disappeared May 19th.
You look up.
Oh, sorry, I was typing.
You look up.
Well, are you talking to me? The newspaper found with his body is June 11th.
Exactly.
He pauses, lost in thought.
That means this cult has been abducting people and killing them for almost 2 weeks.
Wow.
Have you looked outside? They're happening everywhere.
No, it's a different cult.
street.
You have
Chat.
to look real close at the small skulls. They look different on the different cults.
I'm doing too many
Thing.
arhetamines
There's
to
how
be-
many
keep my
teeth
head
they
on
have.
straight.
Chat, when we were doing our world building, we decided that the base unit of currency in this world is briefcases full of cash. What is the unit of currency for like a smaller, like if we were to toss a couple bucks down on the bar for our drink, what would it be? Like a change purse full of gold?
Wait, before you press on, are we really having the big "oh my God" moment be him understanding time?
Jack, what part of this character makes you think that is not true?
Yeah, I mean, looking at him.
Oh my God, that's been
It
going
looks-
on for 2 weeks. Well, I'm just beating you with my rag.
All right.
Reg, did you know about this? Oh, I didn't know about it, Frankie. You know, I tell you the first thing. You're my best friend.
This is not at the bottom of a glass. I don't care, Frankie.
Wait, is this his sock puppet?
Oh, Reg, you got
He's
a
just
one
talking
track
out of the corner of his
mind.
Oh no. All right, cool. So we're just gonna blow Frankie off as just being.
I
You know,
bet
yeah,
Frankie's
we got
the
stuff
cult.
to do.
I bet Frankie's the cult leader.
Is he
I
Lord
bet in the end he's
Freeze?
gonna be. He's gonna be.
It's Frankie.
We're
starts
gonna
with
be
an
like
F.
Frankie and his dumb sock puppet, but then we're gonna arrive and the sock puppet's gonna just be talking by itself, and we're gonna be like, oh my God.
I was the mastermind the whole time.
Frankie's just a parasite growing on me for years now. God.
Want to see something cool?
Oh, God. Just a fleshy blob emerges. Okay. Cool. We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah. All right. Put a pin in that. That's our guess.
How does he make
Aw.
it smile? It's incredible.
Cool. Just
Okay.
gotta like curve all your fingers up.
Oh
and you
man,
sorta
doing a
get
little
smile.
reverse Kermit. He's holding his hand
Or
upside
the
down.
trick
so
with
he
the
can do
puppet is
this.
just always open your mouth. That always looks like a
Oh
smile.
yeah, and then like look up a bit. Oh.
All
right,
right.
go ahead.
After Frankie brilliantly realizes that they've been killing people for almost 2 weeks, Barry says,
Aye, I can do the math, Frankie. Thanks.
"You tossed a small toy-sized briefcase full of cash in the bar."
Thanks, Mysterious P, for that one.
Nice. It's just a smaller briefcase of cash. A couple of gold coins spill out.
Come on, Foxglove. I got a hunch.
You and Foxglove head out of the bar.
We gotta find Corey Blair.
You say,
Wait, didn't he disappear yesterday? This is our second deadline. Deadline?
I don't know.
Foxglove says?
Huh?
You say?
As soon as you told me about Sammy in the newspaper, I went to find Corey.
What?
She said,
Why didn't you start with that?
I think
Hold
we
on.
need to put in some more dynamic action. I think we need to like make a huge decision about the plot.
I
Like,
agree.
It'd be like, hey, we're doing this.
So the AI
Um,
knows what we're up to.
So how about so Corey Blair is I think he should be a thieving minstrel
Yes.
Yeah,
because that is the best, I think.
that was the best
Um,
application for sure.
Could he be the most famous thieving minstrel in all of the City of Angels?
That doesn't necessarily mean he's the best if he's the most famous of the thieving minstrels, right?
Well, he's the one we know about, and could he be next? So could we go to maybe Corey or Corey's his name?
Yeah.
Corey
Corey,
Blair's maybe Bel Air Mansion.
Corey Blair's Bel Air mansion.
The minstrel den or something.
Love
where
that.
he keeps all of his stolen goods. I think that would be good because we also got to find a act break soon.
We do. It is 9:02.
1-0.
Beverly Hills, baby.
So we got the zombies from Red Gamer Soul, and we also have a new plot point here. I recommended from King of Hobbitdom saying, as Barry and Foxglove go to search for Corey Blair, the car has been following you the last couple of blocks. Start shooting at you.
Ah!
That's
Oh, no.
end
Introduce
of
some
act
action. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me. So we'll notice a car, and we'll notice that it's shooting at us, which should be ideally fairly obvious. Fingers crossed. That feels good. So why do we know where Corey Blair lives? Are we just like, do we just?
I think
have
he's
his number?
infamous enough that we can
Oh.
we can track him down.
He's a superstar, thieving minstrel.
So it's one
He's
of those
on all
like,
the minstrel show. Like, sorry,
you get one of those like
came
you
out
know
wrong.
tour
Like a mob
house
boss,
tours
but
of the
also a
stars maps
minstrel,
and
yeah.
uses on the
He's a
Bel Air Mansion
minstrel.
tour.
He's a rock star. He
Yeah,
unsteals
okay.
things.
So you could just go find him on like one of the tourism maps. Shows that
Yeah.
he lives next to Meryl Streep or whatever.
That's partially why you go to his show, because he plays a bitchin' show for you and then robs you. And that's part of the experience.
Nekomata76 says he has a neon sign on top of his house pointing to where he lives.
It's me.
And maybe we could have a no. If you want to toss a wanted sign on the wall for him, maybe has his home address on it.
All right.
Cool. One way or another, we know where this guy lives. I like it. His concerts are one part blazing showmanship, one part enormous misdirection, says Elihu Cavendish. I was pickpocketed by the Corey Blair. At his own concert, he calls people on stage, and while ripping a sweet solo,
Steals all their money. People
steals all
love
of your
it.
money. Oh, lose
They're
their
not
damn
even
minds.
mad.
Yeah,
They're
tickets
just
are
happy
free, but
included.
cost you $300 by the end of the night.
It's a
You can only
gamble.
get in if
It's
you
a
prove you have
gamble the entire
valuables on you.
time.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Corey Blair, as everyone knows, is the most infamous thieving minstrel in the City of Angels. Might be time to pay this Beverly Hills Hobbit Hole mansion a visit. Before you can say this to Foxglove, the sounds of tire squeal rings out in the night as a car tears down the street, bullets spraying from the side door towards you.
Shit!
Foxglove yells. The bullets hit you in the arm and the leg, knocking you to the ground, unconscious.
Hey, it didn't kill us! Yay!
Yay! Just unconscious.
Well, there's an act break.
We're getting
Go.
kidnapped.
Get kidnapped. Let's go.
Let's go.
Fabulous. Shot in the arm and the leg, and that
And
somehow
abducted
knocks
by
us unconscious.
cultists.
Hell yeah. You know, kicking things up a notch.
It's
Sounds
because
like
we're
a
so
Monday
tired.
night.
Wait, it's because we're so tired. Because we've been staying up because we don't want to sleep.
We don't have nightmares. Oh, we could start this next act with some kind of nightmare that then leads into this horrible cult of some kind.
That's sick. That's
Maybe
so
Corey
cool.
Blair was just bait, says King of Autumn 96. We'll find out. Big thigh veins, says the Rust Box.
Well, he is a dwarf.
All right.
Big thigh vein.
Oh, just some tight veins.
It's actually
friends.
Corey Blair's rock and roll band. It's rock-
Is it
Big thigh veins.
Corey Blair and the tight veins?
the big thigh vein.
Oh.
Ugh.
Blair and the thigh veins.
All right, friends. Do you wanna play a little bit of game of trivia to
Yeah, let's
rest
do
and
it.
relax for a minute?
I love trivia.
My friends, as we navigate this world of mystery and magic, I thought it appropriate to prepare a game of magical mysteries from whodunit to howdunit. So just a little bit of humor there for you, keep you laughing. I'll give you an iconic magic trick, and you tell me how it was done. More points the closer you are to the answer. Yeah? I'm going to go basically some of the biggest, tricks through time. If you've already heard them before, totally fine. Call in with an answer. You get many, many points. In 1925, Harry Houdini unveiled a new trick he called radio of 1950. He brought on a large table with a tablecloth that fell halfway down the legs. He walked around the table, lifting the tablecloth to show that there were no mirrors or anything underneath. Then, assistants placed onto the table a giant radio, approximately 6 feet long and 3 feet high and wide. The front of the radio had these huge dials and 2 double doors, which he opened to reveal that there was nothing inside except for the coils and transformers and vacuum tubes you'd expect inside of a radio. He closed the doors. Houdini adjusted one of the dials until a radio station tuned in. A radio announcer said, "And now, Dorothy Young doing the Charleston." The top of the radio flew off and out popped a young assistant who jumped down and danced to the Charleston. "Tune into any station and get the girl you want," Houdini said. "No, gentlemen, it is not for sale." So I ask you this question, as I will many times from now. How done it?
There was a false back to the radio.
There was not a false back to the radio, no.
Damn it. She was inside one of the tubes.
Inside a vacuum tube, holding her breath for minutes at a time.
There was a false front.
Wait, it's facing the audience.
It's like a false back, but
Sure.
it's like she's inside the door.
I will say there is certainly a sort of trapdoor involved, and there's something about the table.
The table had, she was like Spider-Manning or whatever at the top, underneath the table.
At the bottom of the table.
And
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Speaking of big thigh veins.
There we go.
Yeah.
So when he lifted up, we couldn't see her, and then she parkours her way in.
Is there
close? There's a mechanism involved with the table. Tablecloth hides the mechanism. He lifted it because it wasn't active until the radio was put into place.
Is there a whole flip? Like it sits on the table, and then it's here, she's down, and then while we're doing it, it flips into the inside.
Kind of. I'm gonna give you the point for this one. This is really cool. It's called a bellows table. So there's a trapdoor built into the radio that opens up, and she can fall into the table. And the tablecloth covers that. There's like 2 layers to it. So as soon as her weight enters, it opens this new compartment suddenly with these 2 tops, and she's sitting between, covered by this tablecloth. She can open it up, show everything off, and then she can just pop out the top. It's pretty awesome. I was amazed by this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Here's one you guys might know. In 1983, Mr. David Copperfield set up a floating platform between Jersey City and Manhattan, boated an audience to see him perform one of the most iconic magic tricks in television history. Looking off towards Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty, Copperfield raised an enormous sheet between the 2 pillars. He waved his hands about, gave a speech about how liberty is so easily lost, and a minute later dropped the sheet. There was the podium the statue typically stood on. The Statue of Liberty itself was missing. So how done it?
Move the people, right?
Yeah, it was. He turned the entire
audio.
He turned the platform they were on.
It's so stupid. He just blared loud music and talked, and they just turned slightly.
Yeah, hey, man, it's all pattern and misdirection.
Wait,
pretty
actually?
cool. Yeah, the entire platform
Oh,
moved. It was like 30 degrees to the
silently
right.
did this platform?
Oh, not at all. It was the 80s, so he had loud music playing,
Yeah.
like epic orchestral score. Dropped the sheet to reveal a little forced perspective model and some lights showing where it would be, and everyone was like, "Wow," because it was gone.
That's
It was a
hilarious.
pretty cool one.
Well,
All
or
right, my
at least the paid audience said, "Wow."
At least the paid audience, yeah. It was
People
televised,
watching from the
you
island
know.
were like, "What is that guy doing?
Well, there's
What an idiot.
David and his giant platform.
He's been practicing
right.
this thing for 2 weeks."
I hope this was worth millions of dollars. All right, here's one for you. In 2006, Mr. Mind Freak himself, Chris Angel, walked on water. His assistants swam in the water below him, passing in front and behind his every step, and he dropped his shoe in the water to show how it sank to the bottom. How done it?
It was winter.
Unfortunately, no. It was California, blue
was-
waters,
Clear custard, a
Was it-
non-Newtonian liquid.
a non-Newtonian liquid.
Was he actually in some kind of like very delicate wire setup where it just appeared
Yeah,
like
it's
he was
gotta
walking
be.
above water?
Yeah.
No wires, no.
Oh,
Look,
is
no
it
wires.
that
Is it
it's
like a thin platform?
there's a little known there's a
under
little
it?
known fact about Chris Angel that he's
Okay.
he's actually Jesus.
It's an actual
That's
angel.
it.
That's the one. I'm gonna give it
Chris
to Kira.
Actual Angel.
You're a
really?
little. You're fairly close. He had built plexiglass columns, and plexiglass has a very similar light refraction, especially when put in water. It's practically invisible.
It's like those
so
like the baubles, right? Like
yeah, those like little sort of water balls. You just put them in the water; they're practically invisible, and you just walk from one to the next. Everyone's
So-
swimming between the columns to
Yeah, I
sell
was
the
gonna
illusion.
say that must be how they did the swim thing.
Did he
It
look
is. It's absolutely
did
is.
people see him look down? Did he keep his eye line forward?
He had to
it
have
was-
practiced.
it was definitely
like, his
one of
steps.
those-
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think he would have really easily been able to see the plexiglass himself.
I
Well, but they also don't have to be small. They can be big square things that you step on because you literally won't see them under the water, right?
He made them quite
Like-
small so that people could swim between them and like really sell the illusion there was nothing there.
Yeah, but you could still swim between. These things are going to be 1.5 feet apart and big, even if they're big.
Yeah,
rectangles,
that's
right?
true.
Like,
That's very
you can-
true.
Fair.
Yeah.
Big Squid Game vibes.
Have you ever seen the ones where they like the routines, like where they cut it? They have like a nail gun and they do routines with their hands, but basically they just counted the nails that they're not put in the nail gun.
Oh
What?
yeah, the
Yeah, I
Penn
know,
and
they-
Teller. Yeah,
like,
it's the whole
it's-
Penn and Teller bit.
It's an
Whoa.
old. It's a style because there's different kinds of magic tricks. There's tricks, and then there's also memorization tricks,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just learning tricks like
Endurance
that. That
tricks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like wasn't?
I'm not sure I understood that description. They have nails in a nail gun and
So-
they're nailing.
So
And they do a
memorize-
charismatic where they like shoot nails into a board and then shoot into their hand and shoot back and
Oh.
forth. And basically the trick revolves around you memorizing the sequence of
Yeah.
nails and not nails.
It's like
that you put in
3
the nail
there,
gun.
2
no.
here, 2 there, 1
Yeah.
there, 3 there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lot
know,
of
right?
trust.
But on the endurance note, isn't there one? I think it was David Copperfield where he like stuck a nail into his palm every day for like a year to toughen up his skin so that he could do that on TV or something like that.
Yeah, that was David Blaine did this.
Oh,
he built up
David
a lot
Blaine.
of scar tissue by doing this, and eventually put an
Yeah.
ice pick through his
Ah.
hand. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know a magician who swallowed a needle and had to go to the ER.
Well, they clearly aren't one of those endurance magicians.
The trick is to
Sorry.
swallow a smaller needle.
Every single
Every
day.
day.
Yeah.
You build up an immunity over time.
And then you could just swallow a cat.
Wait,
I
Wait,
know
now
an
that's
old
a
lady who
resume.
swallowed a cat. How about that?
Throat has needle in it.
People are trying to understand what jank means. It is, in fact, Jesse, Eric, Noah, Kira. Yeah.
Oh,
Um, Yeah. I'm gonna give Kira that gets the point for that one. We have a tiebreaker between Noah and Kira. I think I've got one more. Speaking of David Blaine. 2008, David Blaine was suspended with no visible breathing apparatus in a tank of water for 17 minutes. How did he do it? How done it?
With no visible breathing apparatus?
Yeah. So this is between you and Noah. I'm gonna
oh god.
for the final point for the win. No visible breathing apparatus. He was in there for 17 minutes on the Oprah Winfrey Show. How done it?
An invisible breathing apparatus.
Sometimes the simplest
It's
answer.
Yeah.
It's actually he had swallowed the entire breathing app. He had just a capsule of oxygen that he had swallowed.
I'll tell you this: there was no breathing apparatus.
He stuck
Did he
Oprah's
actually
audience in his
teach
hand.
himself to hold his breath for 17 minutes?
He did. He
No.
actually did. He slept in a special tent every night that simulated atmospheres at 15,000 feet to get red blood cells count higher. Trained, went to neurologists and pathologists and hemoglobin specialists.
That's the
I
same
don't know
dude
if
who
I-
did the needle thing. This guy's crazy.
That's
I don't believe though that he did. I don't believe him.
Well,
I-
it was verified by Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, but
Holds
they're
the
also a
records for the
Ponzi
longest
scheme
stay.
that
They'll
just gets
verify
paid off by a
anything.
bunch of dictators, Jack. So like,
I'm
Whoa.
learning
Well,
a lot today.
Coming in here with
I don't know about that one.
I reject this.
heavy Guinness
Alright,
World.
well, why don't you call David up and let him know?
Oh right,
get him
Mr.
on the
Blaine,
phone
I
right
am
now.
highly suspect.
I'm going to say Kira won the game. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Kira, that does unfortunately mean you've won yourself more work to do. Would you kindly, for everybody joining us now, give a quick recap of the story so far?
Okay, so Jesse is our protagonist. Our protagonist, whose name is Barry Gudon, an elf private eye and diner owner of the Quarry Diner. Currently, we're investigating a case where the mayor's daughter, Mina, is looking for her boyfriend who's been kidnapped by death cultists. Now, death cultists are apparently kidnapping everybody everywhere in this city. You can't throw a rock without hitting a death cultist in the midst of a kidnapping. However, our particular kidnappers, as we found out from our partner, Swole Foxglove, is that the victims of these kidnappings don't actually die. They're roughed up, they're tortured, they take their stuff, they rob them, and then they get rid of them, but they give them a newspaper that has the obituary for the next intended victim. And we went to a bar, we met a guy named Frankie who has a rag sock puppet, and now we've just been shot at by a car full of death cultists. How'd I do?
Presumably. Oh, that's pretty
Presumably.
good.
A car full of something.
You did say that our boy Barry is an elf. I think he's a dwarf.
Did I say elf?
I think you did. And that's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
It's okay.
Yes.
I've been very stupid.
Wildly.
today.
Particularly
One
girthy
pass.
elf.
A very girthy with
A
thick
girthy,
veins.
short elf with a full beard.
Yes, because everybody knows the hairiest of the elves are the dwarves. We ready to dive into what happens next?
Oh, aye.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Eric.
Give me that sexy saxophone, Jack.
Oh, sure.
The bullets hit you in the arm and the leg, knocking you to the ground, unconscious. As the dark swirls around you, you curse.
Shite.
Could have been avoiding sleep for this exact. You've been avoiding sleep for this exact reason.
For this exact reason. Oh, every time I go to bed,
Every time I get shot in the arm and the leg,
it costs me an arm.
That's why I avoid getting shot. It just makes sense.
shapes loom out of the dark. Half-form ideas swirl through the blackness, and the familiar hot, itchy feeling of dread creeps up your neck. You grit your teeth hard, willing yourself to wrench free from the nightmare. But you feel wet fangs close around your neck. You jolt awake to the sensation of cold cloth against your face. Your arms and legs are tied together. A shadowy figure stands above you, hoisting you up. You've been kidnapped by the death cult,
Welcome, Shadow Slayer.
says a gravelly voice. You look up to see Lord Fees himself, flanked by his henchmen.
You think you're going to kill Lord Fees. You think you can defy death. I'm immortal, Shadow Slayer.
Does he have the wrong guy? Are we is this a mistaken identity kind of situation, or
My name's Barry. I
I don't know. Diner?
I'm not sure where Shadow Slayer entered into this.
No, I'm not sure. Any thoughts, or is Lord Fees just a very dramatic man?
I think he's just very dramatic.
Okay.
I think this is what they tell everyone. You think you can defy
I
death.
attended Juilliard. It's part of my shtick.
just kind of do the whole voice thing, and it's paid off so far.
Yes.
I want to know what happened to our gal Foxglove.
Yeah. Here's our buff pal, Swole.
Our buff pal Swole. Our Swole pal Buff.
Swole.
Mysterious Bee would like us to call him Lord Fleas in that kind of sexy noir nickname way of being irreverent towards villains.
You say,
I'm just a simple dwarf looking for my client's man. But I appreciate the gravitas, if it makes you feel like a big man. You mind telling me what you did with Foxglove?
you glare at Lord Fees. And say it again, exactly as it was, but we've already heard it, so.
Oh, I thought maybe
I don't
Lord
know.
Fees was mocking us.
I'm just a simple
I'm just a simple dwarf looking for my client's man, but I appreciate the gravity.
What is I feel like
Alright, knock it off, Lord Fleece.
after Lord Fees does that, can Lord Fees have his big reveal where like he shows us, I don't know, like the wings of Foxglove, he just like throws them at us or something.
Oh no, my God!
Well, here she is.
Bam! Yeah, wings are a great one that you can remove without like killing her. Oh God. I will say canonically he mocks you, but I'm gonna delete the repeat so the
Yeah, that's
AI
fine.
doesn't keep giving us
I think
repeats.
that's fair.
There we go. So the AI is gonna just keep giving us more of what we give it. Fabulous.
Drink to not confuse the AI into repeating props.
A sip for clarification. If you
Sip
will.
for clarification. I like it.
Keeping in mind that we also have the loose thread, and I mean, like, take this loose thread with a grain of salt, of the hand puppet of our boy Jeremy, perhaps being Lord Fees in disguise.
I still think
Was
it's
that
coming.
his name?
I
Jeremy?
still-
Jeremy?
We're gonna
the,
pull.
Was it
We're gonna
Jeremy?
Frankie.
Jeremy the rag?
Oh, Jeremy was the rag.
Is Jeremy
gonna-
the rag?
We're gonna pull down the. We're gonna pull down his hood, and it's gonna be Jeremy Rack.
Just the puppet, yeah. But like the rag is far, or the hood is far too large for a sock puppet face to fit in.
Yeah.
Shadow, cloaked in shadow somehow. What was the name? What was the name of the man at the bar?
Oh, I
Frankie.
forget.
Frankie.
Frankie Solaric.
Frankie Solaric, and this is, I guess, Jeremy.
Jeremy the Rag.
What are you ragging on now, big guy?
All right. You glare at Lord Fees.
I appreciate a man who speaks direct to his inferiors.
Wait,
What?
what?
No, is that you or me?
He's talking. He finishes mocking you.
Oh, that's you.
Then he goes,
mocking.
I love it when.
This is a
love when I do
BDSM
that.
thing for me.
I've got a complex. Anyways.
Lord Fees smirks, producing two twisted wings from behind his back.
Here's all that's left of your buff pixie partner.
Lord Fees says,
Nice wings.
What? No.
You think I'm cute?
Lord Fees says, turning towards you.
Well, here's a little present for you. Here's your death.
And with that, Lord Fees opens his mouth wide, revealing two hungry, white, pointed fangs.
Oh no! So hold on, wait.
I've kind of lost the plot here.
Yeah,
I'm
me
not
too.
really- I'm not.
Yeah. So wait, hold on, Jesse. Where did you type up till?
I just put, here's all that's left of your buff pixie partner.
Oh wow.
Nice
So
wings.
you responded with a quite nonchalant, nice swings. That is a terrible thing to say in this situation.
Maybe
or you
maybe,
think
maybe
that's-
Trying
he
to play
doesn't
it
believe
cool.
him. It's like, those could be any pixie's wings.
But
Do you guys-
and then
go
Lord
ahead.
Fees thinks that they're talking. He's talking about Lord Fees' wings.
Yeah. Oh, you think they're cute, huh?
Should we retry it?
Yes.
That's what I'm
Sure.
leaning towards. You guys mind?
Let's do it.
All right,
let's do
Noah, I'm so sorry. It's hilarious to
Oh,
see
you
a sock
think
puppet
I'm
with teeth,
cute.
but we're making you forget.
All right.
You glare at Lord Fees. All right, sorry. Later, Lord Fees, Foxglove, beaten and bloody, lies on the ground, barely alive.
I won't ask again, Shadow Slayer.
No, I
Who are
think
you
that's.
working for?
What was that, Foxglove?
Yeah,
No,
because
wait,
he called us Shadow Slayer when he first.
No.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, he says,
Oh,
I'm. Oh, I get it. I understand. Okay. No,
Who are you working for?
I told you. I'm a detective.
You say.
My client is Mr. Quahon.
I,
Lord
Lord Fee.
F-E-A.
Lord Fees is a bit confused, identity-wise and plot-wise.
That's all right.
I told you
There's
I'm
a
a
lot
detective.
going on. A
Um,
lot of different skulls.
Wait a minute, I'm the one who
around, and
says
I'm very
I.
confused.
let's change. My client is Mr. Quahon. Do we want to mention that it's what's her name? Mia?
Oh no, I think we're lying to him. Because
I
Quahon was
don't
the
know.
guy that showed up beaten, and he was the latest victim,
Right.
Okay.
So I think it's us being
Right.
like, our client is your latest victim. Do you mind explaining it?
Got you. Okay. So it's not us. We're not. Gonna
I'll make it.
reveal
I'll make it
Mia or
clear.
anything
I'll-
like
I'll
What
do
are we
this.
gonna do though? We gotta do something.
We got to
too,
do
right?
something.
We gotta
Yeah.
do
We can't keep
something.
doing. We can't keep staying here tied up all the time.
Well, you're Mr. Fees. Well, yes, Shadow Slayer. Well, Mr. Fees. Well,
Yes. Well, and here's all that's left of your friend. And there
friend,
she
there it
is. Okay. Mind explaining where he is? Let's see what he says, and then take this opportunity to
Do something.
dwarvenly get ourselves free. What's a? How
We
do
have a
get out of this?
multi-tool.
I
in
had
our
an
pocket.
I had an idea for when he was about to bite us, but we've gotten rid of that. I want
Yeah, we're
to
not
in
gonna
some way. I was gonna like give him a headbutt or something to make his hood fall off, because I do agree there should be some sort of reveal about his identity. So how could we get out of these bindings?
We need to get out, and I mean, like, finding out who he is isn't nearly as important as finding our client, unless he is our client. I guess we're running short on time. Okay, let's read what we have so far, and we'll figure it out in a sec.
Well, it's exactly what we feared.
Oh no!
You mind explaining where he is?
Lord Fees laughs, revealing his painfully decayed teeth.
Not at all, Shadow Slayer. You're quite amusing.
Lord Fees says,
No, really.
"You insist."
Don't be ridiculous, Shadow Slayer. Lord
Lord.
Fee.
I had just about enough of this Lord Fee nonsense.
Okay, all right. Let's get ourselves out of here.
Yeah, let's break out.
We've got a tiny pickaxe. As Noah is showing us.
The dwarven multi-tool.
The
It's
dwarven
good for
multi-tool.
any his pickaxe can do anything.
It's got like a sawtooth side.
No,
it's got a can
Jack, you
opener.
could do anything.
Just
just
the pickaxe. The great dwarven multi-tool. Wonderful.
They call it a multi-tool.
It's the Swiss Army pick.
Yeah.
We call it the Mountain Man screwdriver. What do you? Oh, I see it. I see. This is a shot from behind the back,
Yeah.
cutting the.
he's-
I see. Sorry, it looked like some sort of like releasing waves of energy.
You could
this
say, Jack,
fantastical way.
he's picking the rope blocks. That's not a funny joke.
No,
that
it
was
was good.
funnier in
No,
my
it
head.
was.
That was really.
It's a real stinker, dude. I don't know how else to put it to you. Oh
That's hurtful.
no, are you
I don't
hurt,
need
Eric?
your pity, Fraggle lady.
See.
I am a.
Yeah, you were on the reboot of Fraggle Rock.
You'll accept my pity.
I'm just gonna be a disgruntled shrub
Lord
for a
Fee.
moment.
Lord Fee.
Uh,
Is that his catchphrase? Does it mean
That's how I'm
anything?
going to end all of his lines from here.
All of his
on.
lines from now
Yeah.
on announces
Yeah.
his name.
Lord
Um,
Fee.
Lord Fee.
Eli, who Cavendish
He puts
says.
up his arms. He's
Sorry,
Lord
go ahead.
Fee.
Eli, who Cavendish says, the minor trademark.
Oh my
Minor, like little
Oh.
minor. Contraband says he liked the joke, so
Oh,
he'd be proud.
Tonight's program is brought to you by the Minor.
Minor oxen free.
Why, I'm caught in this tunnel, but it's just too tiny. What can I do?
All right, I got out of the ropes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You abruptly roll over, letting your dwarven multi-tool pickaxe fall from your breast pocket. Deftly catching it, you twist it into the knot of your rope, expertly slicing between the cords, releasing your bonds. You stand, crack your neck and knuckles, and aim a dwarven fist squarely at Lord Fee's decayed teeth.
Oh, Mr. Gudon.
Says Lord Fee.
That's right. Don't you forget.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't recognize you without your gun.
Is he mocking you? Is he mocking you?
Whoa! Hold on, read on.
You see, I killed your partner and the pixies all on my own. They're just puppets, you know, sent by my master to torture and kill me. What a twist!
Meadow.
Puppets.
That's too meta. Okay, why is we're punching him in the face. Let us punch him. Don't give him a monologue.
Lord
Fee.
retry.
Lord Fees.
Let's hit the retry button real quick. There we go. Squarely at Lord Fee. Don't let him monologue his way out of here.
You abruptly roll over, letting your dwarven multi-tool pickaxe fall from your breast pocket, deftly catching it and twisting it into the knot of the ropes, expertly slicing between the cords and releasing the bonds. You stand, crack your neck and knuckles, and aim a dwarven fist squarely at Lord Fee's decayed teeth.
You are immortal.
You say,
But I've killed Immortal Slayer. And there's not much left of you. Your men, your cult, your immortality, your life.
Lord Fees grabs you by the throat.
Yes, I am immortal.
You roar.
Lord Fees.
Your turn, my turn's now following us. Yay.
Hey, welcome to your turn, my turn. All right, hold on.
What do we do?
Look, we're having this confrontation is steadily bubbling over to every single time we do something it's going to be countered by
Well-
the AI's decided this is bad. We need to just get out of here and make some decisions.
Yeah, like, well, we haven't. Let's get back to our initial quest. We got to find the dude that is dating the princess, right?
Yeah, Mina's
Who we
Mira.
Mira.
we
Mira?
don't know.
We don't know his
the boyfriend's
identity.
name.
I thought
he doesn't
maybe
have a
it could
name.
be Corey as a way to tie those two things together.
That could
No,
be it.
though we did say a while
Mina.
ago that we're going to find Corey to find Mira's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Right,
Mira.
that's what we think. Maybe they are the same person.
Sorry,
I think it's
Um,
Mina. Hold on a second.
It is Mina, yeah.
roll all the way up.
Mina. Okay.
Mina with an
Can,
N.
can we
Okay.
just tell him, like, look, I don't care about your stupid death cult rituals. I'm here to find Mira, whatever face's boyfriend. Where is he? And wrestle him to the ground. I don't know.
That's good. Maybe we can throw in a one-liner or
Just
some
tell
sort
me
of.
where the boyfriend is.
I heard it was on Broadway and it was pretty good. You ever do the cakewalk? This is a good song.
Deep cut, Jack. deep cut.
Well, I'm just trying to keep it relevant.
To 1954.
It's era appropriate. And it was 19. Like
What
27,
era is
wasn't it?
this?
What era isn't this?
Noir
Noah?
is a time out of time.
It is.
Truly.
It is. And this one, it's populated by puppets. This puppet has hairy arms. I've never seen a
Yeah.
Muppet with human hands. It's like the Swedish
yeah.
chef got into a
Yeah,
fight.
I was gonna say it's the Muppet setup is like the Swedish Chef thing, where it's just someone has stuck their hands up through and
I
they're
think-
just like,
I think this is actually Sweetums when he shaves.
Does look like Sweetums.
It takes him about 3.5 hours to get
Hours.
down to this state, and even then it lasts him about 20 minutes. So filming took a
Nice.
while, to be honest.
Getting the shirt on is a struggle.
Oh. He actually
There's-
keeps it on
there's
at
quite
all
the
times.
corset underneath.
The hair just grows
Compacting
through
all
the
of
shirt. Yeah.
Oh, no.
What you don't realize is when you shave him, there's actually a shirt in there. Yeah.
Yeah, that he has underneath.
Yeah.
It's his undershirt. How was that, Eric?
Well-
Did that make up for the boyfriend?
Yeah. I like to think maybe they braid his hair into little fibers of shirt. So that they,
You have like 5 people that do it daily every single day until their thumbs are worn down.
Just these stubs.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I just meant like they don't have fingerprints anymore.
Oh,
Horrible calluses. I mean,
I
like
was
they're
thinking they've
literally
been at this a while.
losing their thumbs.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Do they hire Muppets to do that, or do they have like people?
What?
are you asking? Do they
Sorry,
hire
I don't know.
Muppets to
Anyways,
groom their
hey,
I
Muppets?
couldn't
So we
tell
should-
if that was a sincere question.
No, I was like
or a
within the
strange
world of.
question.
We're talking about Sweetums.
Okay,
Sweetums doesn't
okay.
have an undershirt. I'm sorry to break the illusion for a second here. But there's a person under there. You know.
You shut your mouth, Jack.
Yeah, I always figured it was just a rare species. You know?
Sweetum lays his little head on upon his tiny bed.
He would eat that pet, Eric. His mouth is the size of your face.
Even umps with the best of them, and no one can take that away. I don't know.
Oh, now we're gonna end jokes with I don't know. Just to distance yourself from it a little bit. We're gonna dissociate anytime a joke doesn't land. I say double down.
Double down.
I've hit retry a couple times because it's given us real stupid shit. Just so
All
you
right,
know.
everybody, just take huge.
All right,
Just-
I'm gonna
just
finish.
finish your
I've only
drink,
got a
just-
little
Oh
bit of
no. Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
that's
this is
tasty.
not terrible, so I guess we'll keep that.
Right, let's have a look.
He roars.
Yes, I am immortal.
I've had enough of this.
You say as you kick him to the ground.
Just tell me where Corey is so I can find Mina's boyfriend. I've had enough of your ridiculous monologues.
Lord Fees crumples to the ground, weakly pointing you to the Gravy Town buffet.
The Gravy Town buffet.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Wait, was that dialogue or narration? I'm confused.
Wait.
I think
Yeah.
that was dialogue. That was dialogue.
Oh.
Weekly pointing
Oh, he
to...
points to you.
Yeah.
You, I
And
read
then
that. Sorry,
gives you an
it's getting
ultimatum?
late, and I've had a lot of whiskey. I thought it was points you to the
Oh.
Gravy Town buffet.
Oh.
Look,
There's
I
a
may be
sign
a
on
bad
the wall.
writer, but I'm not that stupid. Come on.
And disappears in a burst of smoke, leaving you alone. The Gravy Town buffet is a buffet that all of the different creatures of the feast
What?
Yeah. Think about it. Think about it.
It's a real thinker.
I mean, everything
It was
else
one
it
of those
gave
that
us
hits like a
was the
truck.
Gravy Town Buffet is a portal to many worlds. One of these worlds is, and then it was just going in a totally different direction.
No. Okay, so wait. Why is he pointing us towards the Gravy Town?
That's where he is.
So, if you were here for our wonderful
here we
Thursday
go.
world-building
Okay,
streams,
all right.
as Jack was and should be remembering, you would remember that we have a seated location, the headquarters of the feast, the Gravy Town Buffet.
I remember now. Yes.
Yeah. So we live in the diner, right? That's our headquarters. Their headquarters in this world of food-based headquarters
I was gonna say,
establishment.
why is everyone?
Diners.
That's just how it all
buffets,
shook out.
Cafes. Yeah.
Restaurants.
Bands with death cults marked on the sides. I don't know. Eric, I feel like we're being very confrontational today. Just you and me, sort
Yeah, I
of against
feel like
each
we
other. I just
got
want
a
to make
lot
sure.
of
Like, is there
butting
anything?
heads.
Is there something happening that I am not aware of?
I don't
It's
know.
just
Yeah,
a
you stole his
snappy
lunch
noir
yesterday, Jack. He
vibe.
hasn't been able to tell you.
Oh, how?
I don't know. From the fridge.
Sure. Owen Coyston says Jack never remembers the info, and I take offense to that.
Jack, I
feel
spent
like-
all day making a world info document for you.
I looked at it,
Uh-huh.
and I recommended you how to reorder it, and I haven't read it since.
I just said the order's wrong. I'm not reading this.
I'm not reading this shit.
I do really enjoy that the Gravy Town Buffet is a gravy boat. Noah. That's a
What?
That's
Oh, I
a-
didn't see
that's a-
that.
that's a chef's kiss kind of touch.
That's a
That's-
chef's gravy-filled kiss. Kira, let's say you've gone to the Gravy Town before. Can you tell us a bit about their menu?
Oh yeah. If you're feeling hungry, then you go down to the Gravy Town buffet. It's miles long, and by miles I mean there's at least 2 salad bars. It's a bit strange. They have a variety of gravy flavored salad dressings. And then of course there is just the gravy bar. There's just an entire bar that's full of gravy. You've got your chicken gravies, you got your pork gravies, you got mushroom, you got onion. Oh, you've even got that strange vegetarian gravy, what they sell at the IKEA. And a variety of meats. They really specialize in their meats. They do have vegetarian and vegan gravies, but you do have to put them on meat. That's the rule.
What?
So.
Oh, right. So you get a vegetarian gravy.
Yeah, I guess.
But you then pile high onto turkey.
Yeah,
for some reason.
You just load it up. You
And
can't
what
put.
if you don't? What if you just had it like some sides?
Well,
and some
I suppose you
potatoes?
can, but then you are judged.
Who is this person that I'm talking to right now?
Oh, I'm just a local Gravy Town buffet enthusiast. I
This
go
is why
there
you don't
3
even work
times
there.
a week: Tuesdays,
times.
Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Those local LA Minnesotans.
Yes. Oh, I moved out here after.
Can I get a nice steaming pint of gravy to have with my meal?
Of course.
Just to drink?
Of course. That's why they put the mugs at the gravy station, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've tricked you. Now I can have my vegetarian gravy with no meat.
No.
Oh,
She
no.
said you could do that.
You found the one loophole. And then she vanishes in a puff of smoke, her entire worldview having been cast asunder by this mug of vegetarian gravy.
Can you imagine if that's how it worked? Like anytime you lost an argument, you just disappeared into a violent puff of smoke. Politics would be violent. You know, the debates, I'd watch them just for that.
Nobody would argue. It would be such a wonderful world. Everyone would be too afraid to start one.
But it's like it sounds like even if internally you have realized that your worldview is unfounded, you disappear. It's not even like a verbal anything. No one would confront anyone about anything.
It's big Hitchhiker's Guide energy. It's
It really
big
is. That's
God
exactly what it
disappearing
is.
Energy, yeah.
Big hitchhikers disappearing. Energy.
I always appreciate some Douglas Adams.
Hey, who
We got
doesn't?
some
But
text.
we got the opposite of Douglas Adams, which is text that I have written. So let's take a
All
look.
right.
All right.
Where are we from again?
Right after we talk about the Gravy Town buffet.
Gravy. Oh my gosh, there's so much text.
Oh,
I'm leaving you alone. The Gravy Town Buffet is a buffet that's that all of different creatures of feast. You kneel next to Swall Foxglove's body
what?
and curse under your breath. Fuck. You promise to avenge her death. She opens her eyes and snaps.
You almost ruined it, Barry. I had to stifle a laugh when you started yelling. Come on, it takes more than ripped wings to take me down. Now come on, I'm feeling like some gravy buffet.
You grin, help her to her feet, and race off to the Gravy Town buffet to find Corey. And maybe Mina's boyfriend. You grab your map and throw it on the ground,
that
screaming
was not
in
me.
fury.
This damn map!
You kick it across the room.
Come on, Barry.
Foxglove giggles.
You're just going out to get a bite to eat.
I have to find Corey, you stupid brute!
You yell.
Oh,
Calm down,
this is some harsh
okay?
words.
Calm down.
I think you're just hungry, Barry.
What's going on with this map?
I have no idea.
Could have just had a Snickers, but no.
There's no time for
Oh.
Snickers.
Should have had a V8. See, still coming in with those topical, off the cuff
Yeah.
references. Still very relevant. Everyone knows V8s.
All right, I want to try and
didn't
get
work.
us to the thing here so we can stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's get over there. Calm down, and you've calmed down. You're on your
You're
way
just mad at the map.
there. It is. I mean,
Are you mad at the map or are you mad at yourself, Barry?
whoa, this is too much therapy.
I'm mad at myself because I have trouble containing my emotions according to my character breakdown. But I don't have
Map
time to get
just-
into that.
Map just shows a road to your problems.
Aye. That's why I kick the maps across the room every time I find them.
No matter where you kick your problems, they're always on the floor in front
Now,
of you.
just a minute. I'll kick you if you're not careful.
You can't kick what you can't embrace, Barry.
I hate when the voice in my head starts making sense.
The damn
Now is not
narrator.
one of those times, Barry. Don't worry.
Embrace
Okay,
your problems.
help me out here, chat. Help me out, chat, and or the rest of you.
Yeah.
We burst through the door. What are we met with instantly? There's got to be like some sort of high stakes moment that we interrupt at the last second so that we can have
at
some.
the gravy. Town.
Yeah. What, like he said that there's a ritual that involves these people that they've kidnapped.
They're gonna turn Mina's boyfriend into gravy.
Ah, there we
Whoa!
go. Excellent.
Oh, gravy is the gray goo
Could
of
it
the
be
universe.
the gray V ritual, where a big V is?
A V, like it's like a rip in space.
Wait a
time
minute.
Of a big
This
V
whole
and
time it's been
angels
the
pour through.
Gravetown buffet.
The grave town. You want a little bit of bone broth?
No. Oh boy.
All right, thanks, guys.
Finally, a
Oh,
joke that's
gee.
funny.
Yes. You know,
Live
it's
to
about time.
serve.
It's about 40 shows. I did it. Noah, come on. Gotta put some confetti on.
Oh,
Yay.
Wait, hold on. Kira, I gotta ask. Do you always laugh like a Muppet? Is this just like a training thing? Is this just
No,
who
this
you
is
are?
just how I laugh. I'm
Is
sorry.
it really? It's amazing. It's fantastic.
I don't know. At a certain point, I just accepted that laughing like a cartoon character was just more fun.
Cool.
it really is.
I'll drink to that.
Embrace that. I'll drink to that. Oh, and here we go.
You arrive at the gravy buffet just in time. Flinging open the door, you see an enormous V-shaped symbol plastered on the wall in gray. The
The gravy!
Come on, Eric.
Foxglove shrieks.
I see it.
You mutter. You also see Corey's body lying on the counter, slathered in gravy. A hooded figure stands over him.
Barry!
Corey moans.
Corey!
You know it.
Thank the God. Well, everyone knows Corey. He's the most famous thieving minstrel in town.
All right. Yeah.
Corey.
I think you have a cat and mouse game that the two of you do.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, it's Barry.
He's Robin Hood and I'm like the sheriff. Yeah.
Cool, but like not a terrible person.
Yeah.
Ideally, we'll find out.
Ideally.
Corey,
Yes.
thank the gods.
You exclaim, rushing over to him. All of a sudden, the figure raises an axe over Corey's head,
Ah!
and you leap to your feet.
Corey, no!
Oh
You
God,
scream.
Jesus Christ!
Corey,
It's Miss Nation, no! We're not doing any alcohol here.
All right,
Just gravy.
all right, chat. Who's the hooded figure? Who is it? Who's the big reveal? Who's been behind this the whole time?
Or can we set it up and have the AI answer it? Is that a thing we can do?
We can try. Yeah.
And you see that it's none other than, and we'll see what that happens. Celebrity chef Guy Fieri. No.
I should have known.
No. Boyfriend is the one behind all of this. Seems to make a lot of sense. The mayor?
John Cena. Oh my god.
Makes it really easy for me to draw. I just have
Evil
to draw
John
no
Cena.
one.
It's sexy noir John Cena. Hold on here. Just gonna set this up. Oh, it's too high.
I'm just gonna put. She pulls back the hood to reveal, and then I'm gonna hit enter.
Foxglove taps the fingers on the shoulder.
Figure.
Figure?
The figure.
Oh,
The axe guy.
I am more tired than I think I am.
You're more drunk.
Yeah,
than
yeah,
you know.
tired. Sure. Yeah, we'll go
Tired. Foxglove taps the figure on the shoulder. She smirks, flexes her buff muscles, and deftly strikes his arm, disarming him of the axe. She pulls back the hood to reveal an owl. We did it, Chad! We got owl people!
Owl people, we finally did it. Oh.
You reject them, Jack, you reject the owl people, but they will find a way. For those of you who don't frequent our world-building streams, quite often we seed owl people into the world. They never come up, but they're
On
there.
the one time we don't seed them.
Then when we don't, yeah. The owl people come.
Oh my god.
All right,
This is a
chat.
momentous occasion, but one that makes me so angry.
Chat is loving this.
No! God damn it.
Let
I
us-
even said way back when, if owl people ever come up, then they canonically need to exist. We're not allowed to
All right.
retry.
All right.
Are we keeping this owl?
Well, you
we
made
are
the rules,
keeping
Jack.
the owl.
You made the rule.
Those
You
are
made the
rules.
rule, Jack.
Let us-
All right.
Motherfuckers!
Let us read on.
All right.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay.
Owen Quist is like, this sucks. Boo. Redo. And I'm with you, Owen. We'll sit here quietly in our angry
We
corner.
haven't even figured out who the owl is yet, guys. It could be anyone.
Is the owl Mina's boyfriend? Was she dating an owl?
Well,
we
that's
don't know
an owl
that.
person.
It's true. We don't know who he is.
All right,
Who else
let's-
would
Okay.
invade your dreams but the nocturnal owl of nighttime?
The nightmare owl. All right, just read.
Oh, sorry.
Foxglove says.
About that scream. I just thought you were about to be shish kebabbed.
Corey apologizes profusely.
Please don't tell anyone.
He bleeds. You can take out your dwarven multi-tail.
Well,
Oh, wait, so is it just like a
multiple.
normal owl? Like,
Well,
like now that the hood's off, we're not worried about the owl
Is
with
this
the
just
axe?
a setup? I'm so confused.
I feel like we keep the owl bit, but maybe
Get
get
rid
rid
of
of the
everything else,
rest
yeah, okay.
because it just kind of glosses over the tension.
The tension being the owl under the hood with the axe.
We could still
yeah.
take out our dwarven multi-tool.
I don't feel like just demasking the villain all of a sudden. She's like, you can't know I'm an owl. Owl away! Flies out the window.
Another mystery solved. It's 10 to 10.
All right, help
I
me.
would have gotten away for it
Who-
too if you weren't for you meddlesome dwarves.
Who is this damn owl?
Back to my tree hole.
All right. Okay. Who's the owl?
Is the owl Mina's boyfriend? Is that what
Okay.
we're
Can
doing?
we wait? Hold on. Can I type? But not just any owl.
Yeah.
Any owl.
Please.
It's and I'm just gonna see what happens.
I can't wait.
It's the owl.
I'm so excited.
He pulls back the hood to reveal an owl. But not just any owl. It's...
Mandy!
Mandy!
Love cries.
Oh, Shrewsin!
Mandy cries.
It's so nice to meet you!
Swole Foxglove says.
Thought you were dead!
Swole Foxglove.
I was.
Mandy says.
Mandy!
I don't know what to do.
Mandy, the Duolingo owl is here. I can't tell if it's Kira or Noah laughing.
I can't tell who's laughing.
Okay, hold on. No, hold on.
This just explains everything.
Need I say more?
All the puzzle pieces
Oh,
come
Mandy's
falling into
It was
place.
Mandy the owl.
Oh, cool.
Mandy's beautiful, Noah.
Thank you.
I do have a backstory corner from Country Buns asking who Mandy the Owl is.
Well,
do
obviously,
we wanna,
yes.
Do we want to keep Mandy and,
I think
and
it
shoehorn
was
this?
Swole's roommate from college.
Okay. It's so nice to meet you, followed by I thought you were dead.
Yeah, because it was Swole's roommate from college who died one night in a horrible, I don't know.
Death cult accident. I don't
Or
know.
like
Trying to tie it into the plot somehow.
All right.
foghorn accident where they was flying in the fog of night and flew into a lighthouse.
It's possible that you've never met each other because the owl is nocturnal and you always were in the day. So every time you were off in class, it was asleep and vice versa. So it's like, oh, it's
that
nice to
probably
meet
makes
you.
sense,
And
yeah.
then I thought you were dead. Okay, so they
do
flew
you
into a
guys have any
lighthouse.
clue of what Shrewson means? Is that
Maybe a nickname.
okay?
I think
not
I think
sure.
it's I think it's an
I thought of it
owl's
like
way
an
of saying
expletive.
like foiled again.
Yeah, I thought it was like.
Shrewson.
I thought it was sort of onomatopoeic. Maybe that's what owls sound like. Shrewson. I don't know what owls
All
sound
right,
like.
okay.
guys.
All right, Jesse, you're
I've
getting in
never
on
met
this
an owl in my
shitty joke
life.
parade, I see. Welcome aboard.
Getting
It's glad
in,
to have
Jack.
you.
I lead the parade.
You punched my ticket. Okay, shall we let's wrap this thing up with Mandy?
Sure. How?
Let's do it.
Right.
You got ideas, Jack? Because I'd love to hear them.
Yeah, right. Okay, hold on. All right, everybody, let's think for a second.
Can
Maybe
Can-
Mandy was like
can
hired by
Swole's-
Mina or something.
Can Swole say, I heard you were dating the princess to Mandy? Maybe we'll just make Mandy
Yeah.
Big Mandy, the boyfriend,
my boyfriend. That cuts us in.
the Mandy, the androgynous owl partner.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, how big is this owl? Is it like a
Uh,
person-sized owl? The
enormous
pixie's not good
owl.
for scale.
I made that choice,
Aw.
but
I like that.
I like that, yeah.
That's very sweet.
I was until I looked at this and had the pixie. I was picturing like they pulled the hold off and then the whole
and
cloak
then
falls
the
through.
cloak
They're
just
like
falls down. They're just
a foot tall bird.
floating.
Yeah. Okay.
I heard you were dating Mina, but never thought I'd meet you again.
Foxglove says to Mandy.
Oh, yeah.
Mandy says.
Now, that was interesting.
Foxglove says, mocking Mandy.
Oh.
Oh, now that was
mocking each other.
interesting. Now let's go find Mina's boyfriend.
But
Wait,
Wait,
but what about these guys?
Mandy points to the two sword agents, Herman and Stanley.
Barry's like, where are all these people coming from?
Unforgettable characters.
It's too late in the plot to
Stanley.
add this
So
many
confused.
Good
characters.
old Herman Stan. Everybody
Herman
loves
and
Herman
Stanley.
Stan.
I think they were from the this is actually a sequel
Okay.
to the West Coast, option, the Big Apple.
Oh yeah, these
yeah,
are
Herman
swords
and
here to put a
Stanley.
stop to feast.
Yeah, and they were favorite characters.
This is actually the Marvel tie-in.
Oh my god.
AI's giving us something amazing here.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
I heard you were dating Mina, but never thought I'd meet you again.
You two know each other?
Corey says.
We do.
Foxglove says.
Yeah, we did a show together once.
Mandy says.
A show?
Corey says.
The Betty and Swole Show.
It's not even your name. All right.
It
my
was
name.
once.
What is? No.
Well, Barry can tap dance. So
It's true.
That's it.
let's
That,
all
that
go
must
and
be
left
how,
show
how
business
Barry
behind.
met Foxglove.
Can we
I'm
all
gonna-
just go
Oh.
start a variety show, and thus was the birth of the Muppets?
I think we need a better name than the Barry and Swole Show.
I'm gonna give the AI one chance to explain to me what the hell's going
Okay.
on, and then we're doing Barry Muppet Show.
Mandy says, you clear your throat aggressively.
Can someone please explain what the hell is going on here?
You were kidnapped and taken here.
Mandy says.
You and Mina.
How do you know my name?
Whoa!
Mina
And
says.
how did I get
How
here?
did you get here?
I just guessed. I'm a spy.
Andy says.
A spy?
Foxglove gasps. Let's just hit enter.
All
We're
right.
in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. The show really went off the rails in the last season.
Really?
But it went off the rails in a very specific direction.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
All right.
Really? That's so awesome.
Foxglove says.
So,
Mandy says.
and you?
How the hell did you find me?
Barry snaps.
I followed Mina here.
Oh, this
Mandy
doesn't make any
says.
sense. Ah,
I feel like I'm in Rocky Horror Show.
you followed Mina here?
You say?
Yes.
Mina, Mandy, Foxglove, Mandy, Mina, Foxglove, Barry.
Hey.
All right.
Red Gamer says this is so much like a D&D campaign. It hurts. Yep.
Everyone's involved. It's a soap
Don't
opera
you
now.
remember who you met in session 5? It's session 500 now.
Let me just
I
check my
didn't
notes.
take notes.
okay.
no.
Help me put a bow on this because I am lost.
Yeah.
You
Country
are
Buck
Barry.
says ad hoc twist.
Can you
after
just
twist.
ask Mina, is someone here your boyfriend?
are you
Which one is it? And it's going to introduce a
Boyfriend's
new
name.
seventh character.
She's going to say, yes, Stanley, the Agent of Sword.
Yeah. Mandy's doing a Perot style reveal on herself.
Oh, very. Yeah.
What was that? We did the Perot theme the other day. What was that one? And by the other day, I mean several shows ago. Oh, that's the bass. Go away.
Sounds like a snapped bass string.
Mysterious P suggests the classic someone bursts in with their head on fire.
Sure.
That is a long-running tradition
That
in our
does-
show, actually.
Oh,
By long
really?
running, I mean it happened twice.
That's the longest running
Twice
anything we
is
have
a
in the show.
tradition.
It is. Yeah, once
You
is a
say-
mistake, twice is a tradition.
Mina, who here is your boyfriend? Because clearly they've been found, and I'd like to get paid so I can go home.
Mandy grabs Mina and says,
I knew it was a 10. Mina was dating an News at 10. Mina was dating an owl named Mandy. They're getting married next week.
Oh, good for them.
Mandy
right.
looks up at Corey and says,
And he proposed with a flying owl.
Mina screams in agony.
Why do you hate me?
Mina shrieks.
Why? Why? Why?
Can we add, what was the line that was right at the beginning? Nobody said this job pays well, but the lifestyle's not always a barrel of
Barrel of
monkeys. And then we just walk out.
Let's get out of here. I think we just walked into a Neil Simon play and now we're out.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy for the both of you.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
gracious.
wow, as far as emotional climaxes in a film go, this one,
This is all just a
This one is
stupid
one.
ruse for rich people. It's just Tinseltown kidnapping themselves so they can
Well, I
feel
mean,
a small thrill.
complicated
it's all
proposal.
an allegory for the film industry, you know.
It's a bold move.
That's Tinseltown, kid.
This is what happens when you get
Dangerous.
David Lynch to direct a Muppet movie.
I'm still waiting on that.
David Lynch's The Muppets.
Although if you've
take.
seen Eraserhead, there's a puppet in there.
There is.
There
And
sure
There's
is.
in which?
Deeply
In
upsetting.
Eraserhead.
Eraserhead.
There is a puppet in there,
You get to talk about.
technically.
Hold on, I'm gonna look this up now.
No.
This might be a huge mistake.
You don't need to. Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I'm doing it right now. I got no music to play. What is the Eraserhead baby made of? From the movie Reddit. Let's see here.
That's a deeper question that I'm not comfortable answering.
We're a family show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like E.T. had a baby with a dolphin
Yeah.
and then cocooned itself. I mean, it's kind of awesome. I don't know what I'm looking at, but
I mean, like, yes, for the context of the movie.
Oh, no,
and
it is
everything,
fantastic.
It looks great.
Cool.
It's
Great
a
movie,
wonderful, but
I have
but
never
also,
heard of this film. David Lynch. That's what we get. Fabulous.
K-Nax.
But anyhow, instead of that, we have
Oh, boy.
Herman, Stanley, Mandy, Swole, Corey, and Mina. And
Oh,
Barry.
I'm glad you're keeping track of all of them. Thank you.
All right. Well, looks like you've got your own problems to figure out. Come on, Foxglove. I need a drink.
You walk out the door, leaving the quarreling lovers behind. No one said this life was like a barrel of monkeys, but it's a living. On the next case, the next day, the next cup of coffee, no rest for the... On to the next case. The next day, the next cup of coffee. No rest for the detectives. You remember what Mina said.
The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea-green boat.
You just saying to yourself.
The owl looked up to the stars above and sang to a small pussycat perched on the edge. I love you.
I love you.
Oh, a bushel and a peck.
Wow, the first draft of Guys and Dolls was really different.
Must have really let himself go there for a minute.
I think of
Was
all the
Mina-
endings I could have
Mina-
asked for.
Was Mina a cat all along? Did we just not get that?
Maybe, yeah.
I think we just never looked at her. Did we have art for Mina?
There.
Honestly,
Thank you.
She
Noah.
was, she was a shadow in a doorway,
Mina-
I think, wasn't
Yeah,
She looks
Mina
like a
has been a
kitty.
shadow in the doorway in the entirety of this.
True.
Her ears were just
I see
flattened
those-
back at the beginning because she was concerned.
Yeah.
She was
Nice.
wearing a shawl.
Nice.
That's
Your turn,
true.
my turn gave us one singular clap.
Shawl hide.
That's all we
Owen
deserve.
Question
Truly.
says, I don't remember her saying that.
Clap.
Oh, you had to be
David
there.
Lynch.
Yeah,
And
we
cut.
gotta do a song.
Yeah. Friends, I was wondering about maybe doing the theme song to the Barry and Swole show.
Yeah.
I'm very into
would be
that.
down for that.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, chat, throw out some titles for the Barry and Swole show theme song. I'm going to pick the one I like the most and get the AI to generate. In the meantime, Eric, do you want to chat a little bit about your show?
Our show, Jack. It's everybody's show.
Wow.
And by that show that Jack is speaking about so cryptically, he means our new D&D show, everyone. We have a date. So we're expanding out, as everyone knows, to a grander branding of Imperfect Librarians, and one of the things we've been working on is a bit of a twist on the D&D show format that people have been doing, where we're going to be having Noah draw all of the art and all the maps that happen, try and make it a little bit more fluid, and really focus on strong action and, fun, exciting times. Yes, that's the one, Noah. You. Exactly you. The one drawing right now. What? It'll be exciting. Anyways, the reason that we really need to talk about it is because we have a date set. It's going to be for Sunday the 13th of February. In 13 days. Count it. Put it on your calendar. We're going to start at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and go to about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It should be a blast. We'll be doing some monster hunting and be exciting. So check us out. Join our Discord if you want to be updated on when it might be starting, and you can always find us again at patreon.com, which is really the best place to know about what future things our channel has in store. So, anyways,
Do you want
Shall
to
we
do
do
a
some
couple
epilogues?
some epilogues? Yeah.
I've put one
Wow,
in
the
that I
mysterious
quite
P is-
like.
Mysterious P giving us, oh my God, so many.
he's ready. Fees don't break my heart.
Um, everybody think of a.
Fees don't go break him
Come
heart.
on.
Right there.
Good in it, fight.
Fees don't go break him heart.
Lord Fees!
It's like DJ Khaled.
Oh, good.
That was some strong casting in a David Lynch movie. DJ Khaled.
Yeah, David Lynch's Guys and Dolls.
Sorry, DJ Khaled.
And the Muppets.
That's a bunch of words put together.
That's a sentence, Noah.
That's a sentence that technically exists, but none of those words fit together.
All right, we have one epilogue, everyone. Epilogue. Barry butts heads once more with Lord Fees when he tries to steal a priceless artifact. Can Barry stop him? Can Barry?
Canberry? I don't know.
Canberry?
Can he?
Well, that
This
was
narrator's had too much.
I love that.
You know what
sauce.
this narrator reaches for when he's had too much? A nice glass of Dunvegan. Dunvegan Scotch.
Dunvegan?
Dunvegan Scotch. Single malt whiskey. Whiskey.
Whistling.
Whistly whiskey.
all right. Eric's been cut
It's
off.
the perfect whiskey to wet your whistle.
See, the
whistle, wet,
Dunvegan in
whiskey.
Islay Bottling is a fine collection of rare single malts matured at the distillery, and bottled in the old-fashioned way, without chill filtration for fuller taste and smoothness. As a result, in cold weather, the whiskey may go cloudy, and cloudiness will clear at room temperature.
What a sell.
What a sell!
Are you sponsored? Is that
No,
Not
but
yet.
if we do it enough, maybe it'll happen.
I like this epilogue. That's awesome.
Yeah. Barry does a commercial for Dunvegan whiskey, which is a
Oh.
parody of the early '90s show Cheers.
Wait,
Sometimes
wait
you
a
gotta
minute.
go where Dunvegan knows your name.
All right. Someone give me another epilogue idea.
The wedding of Mandy
Oh, very
and
important. Yeah.
Mira. We gotta know how it goes.
Mina.
And
Mina or
Mina
Mina?
and
Mina.
Corey.
Corey. Oh,
Corey
it's,
there
is it
too?
it's a polyamorous wedding?
I'm thinking with the mess that they were left with at the Gravy Town.
All right. I'm making
Gravy
it all
Town?
three of them.
Gravy Land?
Yes, it was
Gravy
Gravy
buffet.
Town.
Having a
Gravy
Gravy
throuple.
Town buffet.
Gravy Town buffet.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's musical theater. It's Tony and Tina's wedding, except it's Mina and Mandy and Corey's wedding.
Oh,
But
according
drinking
to the
all
AI,
booze.
Corey is different. So
Attends. The wedding of Mina and Mandy and Corey attends. But drinking all the booze.
oh, and then
Very
something that I did not write apparently.
Barry gets a text message from Mina.
Oh my God.
No,
I'm
no.
pregnant.
That's not what
Wait.
it says. It says OMG.
Oh, sorry. OMG. I'm pregnant. But please, don't tell anyone.
It reads. Does Barry tell anyone?
Barry says, "New phone. Who this?
Oh, Barry.
Oh, Barry.
I don't know
You're
how these
supportive,
fucking things
He
work.
wants no part of this.
Just etch it onto a tablet with your Dwarven multi-tool and then mail it to me."
Guys, heads up.
What
this
era
song-
is this, everybody?
Noir. We established this already.
Noir.
I gotta let you guys
don't
know
know.
this might be the worst song we've ever had on.
Excellent.
And wait, I can't
It's
wait.
it's like, oh God,
Do we have time for one more epilogue?
you sure do.
While Jack does the finishing
All
touches
right.
for what will be the greatest song we'll ever do.
Oh God.
Anyone have an idea?
Epilogue. The Buzz's biggest scoop yet.
Ooh, nice. Let's catch up with the Pixies, whose names escaped me. Geraldine and
That guy.
that guy.
Petey.
Petey.
That's
And Gertrude, I think her name was.
The Buzz's biggest scoop yet. Barry and Foxglove kiss.
Whoa!
Well, what can I say? I have a type.
I feel like we've devolved into like
Hey,
shitty fan fiction.
look.
You
found
it's
a
very
lot.
soap opera.
A message in a bottle from Mina to Barry.
See, this is much better than a text message, Mina.
She's moving away. And that.
I love you.
That's why she kept reaching out, because she just wanted him to return.
Yeah.
Oh. This is the
Just
dumbest
wanted that
story
time
we've
with
ever done.
Kira, you did it.
I'm going in.
Hey, Lisa Fern is now following us.
Hey,
Yay!
Lisa Fern.
You came at the
Hey.
perfect time.
Perfect time. I'm going into the final chorus, so I'll send you guys a link
Yeah,
now.
just
You'll
send
get a
us
new
the
link
link.
here into the Zoom
Oh.
chat.
Okay.
All right.
Kira, as our guest, would you like to sing a verse, a chorus?
I'll take
sorry.
a verse.
You want to take
Sure.
verse 1 or verse 2?
Verse 2.
Verse 2 is yours. Eric, what do you want?
I'll take a chorus. I haven't done
All
a
right.
chorus in a while.
Jesse, what do you
That
want?
puts me at verse 1, I think.
Or bridge.
Sure does. In that case, I'll take the bridge.
Oh, I have to type this, right?
Yes, you have to type it. There's no copying and pasting.
Again?
I've gone with Tap, Tap, Tap the Shadows Away.
Excellent.
It's the theme song from the
Ooh.
Barry and Swole show. Thought that was kind of nice. Just like an upbeat sort of...
Oh.
Oh, actually, I'm going to plug my piano in because I'm getting some delay. Give me a sec.
Oh, God. Why did I pick the chorus? Shit.
I have not looked at it ahead of time,
Yeah.
so I look forward
Sorry,
to being
Val.
surprised.
You weren't kidding, Jack. Fuck. That's,
Oh my god.
Okay. oh no.
Well, chat,
Oh,
get ready for the greatest
wow,
ride of your
okay.
life.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm intrigued.
No, I gotta say, it's made me so happy to find someone who squeak laughs the exact same way. I did.
Everything okay?
We haven't did
Are you guys discovering this now?
Kindred
Because
squeak
this is my
laughs.
favorite thing of about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, this has been all night.
Oh, I've noticed. I just had to acknowledge it.
Oh, okay. It's worth
Yeah.
acknowledging because it's
Waiting for the right
it's
time.
charming as hell.
We were in the middle of telling a story. I didn't want to break the really.
Okay. And
Because
it was a
the story was
worth
so
telling.
like
Yeah.
complex
Yeah.
and thorough, right? You
Yeah,
didn't want
you
to.
don't want to pull people out of the
Of
moment.
course, yeah.
All right, my friends. Everybody ready? Everybody know what they're singing?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Yeah, you do,
I
Eric.
can't wait.
Here's Tap, Tap, Tap the Shadows Away.
Barry, yeah, he's a big man. You can see it on his muscles and his face, as mean as his weight. You lift big, you eat big too. But at the Swole House, they have a big girl too. She's big, 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 big. And she loves Barry.
Very swole. Very swole. Very swole.
I will be counting, Eric.
Very swole. Oh, it's very swole. Yeah, it's very swole. And it's very swole. Very swole. 'Cause very swole. Very swole. Show.
And you thought the song was over, but there's a second verse.
Swole, yeah, that girl's big man, and she eats big too. She lifts big and she eats big too.
All right, good
And
scansion.
she likes
Sounds good.
Barry. Barry swole, Barry swole, Barry swole, Barry.
Everybody!
Very
Very
swole.
swole.
Very,
Very
Very
swole.
swole.
very,
Very swole. Very swole. It's very swole.
It's Barry Swole.
Very swole.
Very
Who can forget it? Hook of a lifetime.
Very
Very
swole.
swole.
Very swole. Show.
Tap, 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 tap the shadows away.
What a rhythm. Whoa.
Tap, 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 tap the shadows away.
Get out of here, shadows!
Can you even see the feet?
Tap, tap, tippity, tap, tap, tippity, tap, 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 tippity, tap, tap, tap the shadows away.
Look at those buffaloes.
One more time. Tippity, tap, tippity, tap, 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 tippity, tap, 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 tippity, tap, 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 tap the shadows away.
And who's tapping? What's his name?
I'll tell you.
Very swole.
Barry Swole.
Very swole.
Barry
Barry
Swole.
swole,
Very swole.
He's Barry Swole.
Barry swole,
Barry Swole.
Is that Barry Swole?
Very swole.
Barry Swole.
Very swole.
Barry Swole.
Barry Swole.
Very.
Barry Swole.
I think we got that in one take, boys.
One
All
take,
right.
one take.
Yeah,
Gonna
all
run
right.
3
That's a
seasons in a
print.
movie, I say.
Quick coffee break, and then the show goes live. Let's cut, print.
Well, there's nothing else to say except that you can find us at patreon.com/imperfectlibrarians. Type !Discord into the chat to join the ADC Discord community. And I leave you with a quote from the noir classic Detour. That's life. Whichever way you turn, fate sticks out a foot to trip you.
Ain't it
Walk
the
safe,
truth?
everybody. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.